Oh,
Yeah.
look, I got a notification.
I didn't.
That's cool. My little thing, because I tapped that bell.
Yeah, I
Nice.
know. I tapped the bell on the Sharespark channel too, but see, that's why it's like, yeah. Anyway, how do I do this? I open up the video.
I got it. I know how to do that because then there's the live chat.
Okay.
I got
The
the
Sharespark channel. Oh, good. Okay.
I'm like a pro.
I'm like a pro.
I can teach you things if you need to know about it.
Hey, the Realmer, how are you?
Is the Roamer already there? I didn't even see that.
It's already.
Wow, right on it.
Yeah. Okay. You know this about Google Hangout, right? How like only one of us can talk at a time.
I know that now.
Yeah. It's annoying. I wish like it was like two side by side.
I'll try to not over talk and then have it switch to me too much.
No, I do it all the time. Like when I do this with Carissa, it's just us. Like I'll say, yeah, and then it'll like flash back and forth. But anyway, so yeah, today was a much better day than yesterday, as we were saying.
Right. And so why on both counts? Why did yesterday suck and why was today better?
Yesterday, what happened yesterday? I don't know. This week was just like a giant blur. I was thinking about it earlier. Like, what did I even do? I know I did stuff, but it just, I don't know. A lot of it was like, it was a lot of client work, which makes me feel like I didn't make progress because it's not my progress. It's other people's, I guess. But yeah. Tamara, what up, Heather? What up, Tom? How y'all doing? Hey, Tamara, how are you?
Yeah, hey, we're good. It's Friday and neither of us are out anywhere, so it's good.
Yeah. This is Friday night for us. Today was cool because I had that live stream.
Timothy Wong says there's no sound.
But I hear you.
I hear you.
Is there sound? I don't even know anymore, So that live stream today, hold on, let me just double check. Oh shoot. See? No notification. It's so weird. I don't even know.
I've got sound on my end, so it should be on my YouTube. Yeah, and Tamara says she can hear us just fine. So it must be something with Timothy's computer or phone or iPad or watch or whatever.
Yeah, so I did a live stream today with about ADHD on an ADHD Facebook resource page, which like I was looking at their past live streams, and most of the people who have actually all of the people who have live streamed before were all medical professionals. So I was a little like, I don't know too much about ADHD because I kind of just found out I had it. And then here I am broadcasting to like on this page that has like experts and professionals talking about the subject. So it made me feel kind of weird. And then also it was weird broadcasting to someone else's audience because I know, like my subscribers know, hey, we can't hear you, but they'll stay there and they'll say, hey, we can't hear you. Or, like there's like a forgiveness, I guess, for poor quality and me trying to figure it out that I didn't know I was going to have with an audience that I've never really talked to before. But it was crazy because like after I had turned it off, it was like 2,000 views. Just nuts.
That's so many. I was going to, when you said you were going to do the thing, I was going to send you something that said like, good luck. Try not to get distracted in the middle of it because the ADHD thing. But I didn't want to say that.
So you just told me now instead.
Yeah, well, it's afterwards, so it's okay because it's like if it had gone horribly, I didn't want it to be my fault.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It like I don't know. I was really nervous at first. You can kind of see me shaking, but then 5 minutes in, it was like my stream. The guy who had set it up was like, you're doing fine, you're doing great. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna zone out and do my thing. And yeah, it was nice because I kept like getting distracted or I would forget what my point was, but it was like, oh, I have ADHD and so do you. So you know what I'm talking about.
the most off the wall like chat.
Yeah. So yeah, how was your day?
It's Friday. That's good. It's been a very long week, and yeah, school work is hard. That's how my time was. Not bad necessarily, but hard. It's Friday. That's all I can say. It's so nice that it's Friday, but it was a good week. Like I really can't complain. It just, man, it's busy, and then I'm trying to coordinate all the logistics for next week, which is going to be like 4 times as busy. So I'm trying to like just figure it out so that it's not too chaotic.
You sound and you look like stressed.
I look stressed. No, I don't feel stressed at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like when people say you like, oh, are you sick? Are you tired? And you're like, no, but thanks for coming. It's like crap.
Oh man, that's funny.
No, it's Friday night. I don't feel bad at all. It was fine. Like it's fine. Because I get to come home and make goofy videos and stuff, which is fun.
Yeah, I saw I got the notification, but I haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited too.
Oh, today's video I really liked actually, because I was like, I realized we had the conversation last weekend that I don't know what a vlog is, like, well, what the actual definition is. Like, I mean, I understand the concept, and so I was kind of looking at that, and to try to help me, I found my old journal from when I was like 10, which I started because of Doug, the TV show, and so I was going through that and like trying to figure out like, well, this used to be like how you would capture your thoughts or your journey, and now like this is how you do it, and what's the same and what's different. But then I found some really embarrassing stuff in it.
We should compare journals.
The Romer said a vlog is a video blog. I was like, I know that, but but the hard part is like, but what is a video blog? Like, what does it have to be your personal life? Does it have to be a professional thing? Does it have to be edited? Can it just be not edited? Does it matter? Like those are the questions I was trying to ask. But I found some really embarrassing stuff in the journal, most of which I actually kept in the thing.
So I have this problem all the time, especially when I go live, because there are some live streams where I'm like, because I'm chronicling it in terms of the number of the vlog. So yesterday was 161. But there's like today, I was like, is this 162? I don't know. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And I feel like the ones where I don't kind of just get lost. Like I don't know. So yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, and the Realmer said it can be anything about you, which is kind of the conclusion that I came to as well. But the interesting part though, because when I got my journal when I was like 10, I started writing day 1, day 2, day 3, and then I was obsessed with not missing a day. And so it was funny because now I'm at like day 1, day 2, day 3, and I'm obsessed with not missing a day. And I was like, this is like the exact same thing. But then it got to the point where just to not miss a day, I would write like day 212, nothing happened. Day 213, just to not miss the day. And I was like, this is shockingly relevant when you're like, do you just push upload to upload, or do you wait? You obviously want to wait until you have something worthwhile to share.
I love how it's the same. Like
it's exactly the same.
Yeah. I love that. It's exactly the point.
Yeah, but the difference, the weird part is like my journal was never meant to be read, even though I just read it on the internet today. But but like vlogs and stuff obviously are for everybody, because that's why you share them and create them. So that change is pretty interesting, where you change from hiding your diary to like broadcasting it.
Yeah, that's how I felt yesterday.
But there was a lot of good feedback on that video from yesterday, because I
know, which was crazy, because seriously, it was probably the shortest amount of time I have spent on a video. It was like, I mean, I shot it all in one take. It was very minimal editing. All I did was crop out my apartment number and the streets, because I was like, yeah, it's like full on saying where I live, and like you can follow where I go. But that's it. It was like 10 minutes of editing. The thing that took the longest was adding these subtitles and then timing them, because YouTube wasn't able to obviously, since I wasn't talking, so I didn't know where to pair, like at what point to put what subtitles. So they were just all bunched up at the end. So I had to like go in and move them all. So that took forever, but it was cool actually. When I rewatched it, I was like, dang, I get it. It was different. It was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And it was kind of that thing of like, not just broadcasting your highlight reel, which isn't something that you've done because you've always been like pretty open and honest. But I don't know. I don't want to say it's nice. It's sometimes comforting to see that other people are people. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, because that's what some of the comments, like even my friend had texted me, should have texted me. It was like, dude, your vlog last night was like amazing. And it's cool because it's like I spent no time on it and I didn't go into it. I thought it was gonna be just like, yeah, I had no expectations for it. And so here's my frustration with YouTube, right? That video I feel like should have at least hit triple digits by now, and it hasn't. And I know it's because it's not monetized. Just so annoying. It's not monetized because I use a song.
So if you monetize something, YouTube promotes it more heavily, or like it shows up more readily?
Yeah. So that goes with my progress party video, because it has the song in it. Same thing. Like, and that's why the video about my big meeting is blocked, because I was basically just dancing in my room and I played a song by Calvin Harris and it was like blocked. Like I didn't check before I had done the stream whether that song was usable, and it's not. So I could strip the audio, but then it's just like me awkwardly dancing in my room to silence.
You could put some cheesy royalty-free song in there that's like used in everything.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Add YouTube music, and I was like, I'd rather download it and then add something else. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't gotten a chance to read the book yet, which makes me sad because I really want to read it. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like it's not one sitting, but it's a good book. Ready Player One. It's. I'm super excited for the movie. I don't know if you've searched up any of the trailers or anything yet. I don't know how they're gonna do it because there's so much in it, and like it references everything. So it's like, how do you get the rights to like everything? But it seems like they kind of did.
Have you seen Wreck-It Ralph?
Oh yeah. It's like that times 1,000.
Oh.
Where you're just like, how are they, like, these aren't the same studios or the same companies or anything. Kind of crazy.
Crazy. But, hey, did you look at the doc recently?
Not since yesterday. I haven't looked at it today.
Because I added something about what is happening next week. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I haven't talked about that, for my giant audience. But I mean, I haven't said anything about that because I didn't want to, like, I don't know. I didn't know if I could or should.
You can say whatever you want. Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, this is where I have to tell myself, like, don't stress, because I wanted to make like a promo video and like build hype about it, but it's like it's after you told me about Beam, which I'm glad you did, because then I was like, okay, I could look at it that way, where it's like Beam is doing stuff, but they're not promoting it, and it's kind of just like whoever sees it, they give the feedback, and then you just keep adjusting. Yeah. But I also don't want to miss opportunities, so I don't know. So my question was, and this is like a logistical, totally obviously up to you. I don't want to like invade your life. I already feel like I am. So I wanted to see if we can like take pictures, shoot a promo, or shoot like the intro, but I didn't know if you could do that like after school. So I was like, okay, maybe I could come on Sunday.
Oh, I see. My weekend this weekend, I mean, you're obviously welcome anytime. My weekend's just sort of like insane this specific weekend. Because I'm not the only person having meltdowns. Like, it's insane. Like, this has just been the meltdown week. So I'm trying to put out all these fires, but like Sunday afternoon, should be like an issue. And then, you know, our school does get out early. I don't think I have anything. I'm trying to block everything out for after school commitments next week, so that way I can just focus on this after work is over. So that's a good thing. We should have time, but I don't. Maybe it might have to, like, everything might not get done till the following week.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So do you think Monday's okay then?
I think Monday would be good.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'll plan to get there Monday, like afternoon. And then yeah, we could just whatever we got. Whatever, you know, I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, it can be kept for. Does anyone know what we're talking about when we say it and this and that?
No, go.
Oh, you want me to tell? Okay. Whew, how would I explain what it is? So it's Sharespark TV, which is our thing, and it is exploring digital media literacy through current events and modern media. And but through a not bi-weekly. Bi-weekly is every other week, right? It's a twice a week Facebook Watch show, like legit show.
Yes. We need to work on the mission statement.
Yeah, you know, we do. Well, you have your overall like arch, which already exists and is good. And I don't know how much of that we wanted to pull over into the TV part.
Because here's the thing. So I like the fact that my mission statement for Sharespark is very like it I feel like it's very long, it's wordy, it's not really smooth, but I feel like it does the job in terms of what I'm trying to convey. But with Sharespark TV, I feel like it needs to be like catchy and not like digital literacy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could be like almost not a manifesto, but like these are our like boom, 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 almost like a bullet point thing instead of a wordy, flowy thing.
Yes, I like that. King Flip is asking, where's the drinks?
I've got my Diet Coke right here.
H2O.
Sure.
We're just wilding out. We're raging right now.
Yeah, and then Griffin said it's very intelligent to do it on Facebook because that's where the numbers are, which is true because it's crazy because even that silly, I don't want to say stupid, but that silly drone video I shot for my gym in like 15 minutes got like 2,000 views, and our gym only has 100 members. And your progress party video got like 2,000 in like a day or 2 days, and then you put it on YouTube and it's got like 200 or something. Like,
yeah, that's the power of sharing. That's what YouTube's missing. It's like the views will come, and it has the possibility. So the way that Facebook works is that you kind of have like a week with your content, and then after that, it will disappear forever. Like no one's ever really going to dig it up. Whereas with YouTube, people can constantly discover that video. I'm pretty sure I hit 6 figures on my Postmates video today. I haven't checked, but it's like it constantly, like there's longevity in the life of every video. But I think for what we're trying to do, it makes sense to just smash it on Facebook, especially with Facebook Watch.
yeah, I agree totally. I don't know. It's interesting. I had a thought and a thought fell out of my head, but
It's been a long week.
it's been a long week. No, but the Facebook thing is just so weird, and like I love. I feel like I'm joining the YouTube party right as like everybody's leaving it. It's sort of how everything works always, but it is genuinely difficult, and like because Facebook is that sharing, that network of just boom, 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 and then stuff just spreads throughout the network. But like you said, then it does kind of just disappear. And how do you go back and find it? Whereas YouTube's a search engine. So, oh, Kingflip said someone shared a video from 2010 yesterday. I guess it's all how you manage and share your content.
Someone shared a Facebook video from 2010 yesterday. I mean, you can always, so that's the thing. Like Gary Vee does that all the time, where he'll reshare his old stuff, but like you have to remember to do that. Whereas with YouTube, you don't have to do that. It'll like you'll show up in recommended videos on someone else's feed, and it does that automatically without you having to like push it out again. So I mean, we're not, you know, I'm gonna snip our streams into little clips and search optimize the heck out of them for YouTube and upload them to YouTube. So we're not, it's not like I'm just dismissing YouTube completely. It's just that the priority is like we're hosting the show on Facebook because I want like someone to tune in, listen for 2 minutes and be like, oh my gosh, let me tag my friend because this is relevant to them.
Yeah.
And have it grow like
that's exactly how it should be, and that's what Facebook's the best for. It's constant sharing, like Kingflip just said. YouTube's a phone book. I think that's kind of an apt analogy.
Yeah, Kingflip. Yeah, I said that before, and someone told me Facebook was whack. YouTube is trash. I mean, you just have to use them differently. You know, they both have their pros and cons depending on what you're trying to achieve. But I definitely. Like, there's no way I'm going to get 100,000 views on any video on Facebook, for sure. But I can do that on YouTube easily. Well, not easily. I should say easily.
But
it's like, it's a lot more possible. Like, if I did all tutorials, I'd be, like, rolling in subscribers right now. I still want to do that. Like, if I did all Postmates videos, I'd be gold.
Yeah. So here's an issue that I have, though, before we start our Facebook World Domination Tour 2017. Which is because this is going to be an issue since Facebook is constant sharing, and that's that I have not because my personal Facebook is just people I know in my real life. It's all everybody on there. It's small, but it's everybody I've interacted with in my real life, and I have not come out of the closet to them as a person who makes videos yet, and I don't know why, but like I don't know why it's like. Nobody knows that I have a YouTube channel or make anything whatsoever, and I'm scared for them to find out.
They don't have to. I mean, it doesn't. That's why I have been linking the Enthusiasm Project. I don't know if you've noticed.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, but eventually it has to come out. People are gonna put things in, and there's nothing. It's not like my videos are all me talking trash about everyone I know. Like that's not it at all. It's just I don't know. I don't want them to think I'm stupid, but. I don't know why they would, but like, it's just a weird.
I know what you're saying because it's exactly what I did. I did not tell my people about my YouTube blog for months until I had gained some traction. I didn't want them to judge me from the beginning because the thing is, it's like, I mean, I don't know if this is how you feel, but like when you're stepping into something where you're dedicating all of this time and energy and you have like all these hopes, this is me, okay? And then like, people just see you at the beginning with like 0 followers. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Because it's like, hey guys, I've been trying this thing, and it's like you have like 40-something things, and like 0 like participation. Yeah, but that's not the point. Like the point is that it's there.
Like for me, it's I'm already having to suppress this doubt, and then so to feel it's not like anyone would actually comment in the video. Like no one's watching, bro. Or like KYS or whatever. But like, I don't know. I just didn't, the people that I know, they're the ones whose judgment like I feared the most, you know?
Yeah. I can see that. Cause it's that weird thing of like, you're just going and hanging out with your camera like every day or what?
I know, but you know, seriously, I feel like it's going to be good. So it's up to you. Like, I'm not going to tag you. Like, you can tag you, or we can talk about it. And, you know, in the description, I'm going to say, I don't know, first episode, Sharespark TV, this, and then like tag HeatherJustCreate and the Enthusiasm Project. I don't ever really tag myself. I share it to my personal profile. So
Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean, it's not a life or death situation. It's not the end of the world. It's not like there's any secrets or anything. It's just that judgment from like people you go to, you know. It's just that weird little judgment, and then people have opinions, and I don't know.
Well, can I tell you from experience?
Yeah.
That the people who you're afraid that will judge you, right? But before long, you're gonna be the coolest kid on the block. Like straight up, I have like what 1,300 friends, and no one is doing what I'm doing. Like people, all kinds of people have reached out. You know, it's like what you're doing is so cool. Like what we're about to do is awesome. It's not like we're just like doing prank videos.
Wait, we're not? That's what I thought this whole thing was.
Or, you know, like, I don't know. Griffin says, YouTube is not trash, but the numbers are available. Facebook dwarfs YouTube and Twitter. You can look up Alex Jones' numbers, for example. What does that mean? Facebook dwarfs?
I think in terms of total users and like available views, perhaps.
Because I thought last time I checked, there's the same amount of users relatively on both. There's like, I don't know, 1 point something billion on Facebook and also 1 point something billion on YouTube. So I think that YouTube is more of a global audience, whereas Facebook is more of a US audience.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. I guess YouTube is exceptionally global.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. King Flip, Facebook is constant sharing. YouTube is a phone book. Oh yeah, you said that already. No one knows I have a YouTube, been doing it for years. If you post your business page, it won't show on their thread anyway. Yeah, that's true.
Unless they follow the business page, yeah.
Even then, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's all the weird, the way Facebook decides what you see from who you see. I remember when it used to just be chronological and you would just pick up where you left off and just go through everybody's stuff. And now it's like, it's so, I have no idea how they determine those algorithms.
Yeah, it's weird because even though I posted that progress party video, on Sunday, it's still getting new likes.
Yeah, I don't know. I read a thing, which I'm sure is probably old news to you, but that like Instagram, for example, somewhere in its algorithm determines how it parses out your notifications and your likes. So, for example, if you post a picture and you get, 200 likes right away or something, it's not going to be like with 200. It's going to be like boop, boop, and then you're going to go there, and a little while later it'll be like, boop, 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 just to kind of keep you coming back for that like dopamine rush of feeling contented. And they have. I think that guy mentioned it in the video you sent me yesterday, where it said "Don't quit," the TEDx talk that said "Quit social media." But I'd heard it before, where they have engineers who they're almost like social scientists that figure out like the optimum levels of like how your brain works for receiving positive feedback, and then they design all their stuff to. It's just like I just wanted to post a video and share a thought, like.
Yeah. I started to notice when Instagram did that, it's so annoying because I'll get the notification, like I'll post a picture and I'll see the first 10 likes, for example, and then I'll put my phone down and an hour later it'll tell me that, this person liked your photo. I'm like, I already know that, but why are you telling me an hour after the fact?
Right.
It's because of that. Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, I don't that's a whole world, because I've always been like a social media Luddite. Like I've just
Luddite. Oh god,
it's a strange, and that was the video. And for anybody who watches this, it was called Quit Your Social Media, right? And I forget the guy's name, but it was a TEDx talk, and it was interesting because he brought up some decent points, especially the point that I thought was the most valuable that he brought up was the actual difficulty of multitasking. And so he was arguing like, without being all distracted, I can put my 100% attention into a thing, finish it, do the next thing, finish it, do the next thing, and that leads to greater productivity as opposed to being splintered everywhere. which is true. But then he went on this like crazy, he went in this like weird direction of social media has no purpose whatsoever, and it's like a dangerous thing, and you know, the economy and the market don't care what a 16-year-old does with their phone. When like, social media is based around what teenagers do with their phones. Like,
they're the ones who determine like how these platforms evolve. It's based on their behavior, like straight up, like 18 and under.
yeah, which is wacky because they're like the ones that don't have the money to do anything, but they determine all the taste for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's like it is kind of funny.
Oh, I had so many problems with that TED Talk. Like what I would do to be able to have that guy on our show. I just because the whole multitasking thing, like it's not this for me to feel that level of distraction because I have.
Oh no, not at all. It's literally anything. If I have two pieces of paper that I'm like this one and that one and this one and that one, and there's no electronics involved.
Yeah. Phony R, what up, kids? Hey, Phony R.
Hey, Phony.
King Flip, because they want to keep you on the platform. Ham Solo, I don't even know where I am, but hi.
I like the name Ham Solo personally. That's one of my favorite usernames I've ever heard.
Ham Solo.
Griffin, oh, kids have money, mom and dad. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's the mom and dad's money, and in a world where you're almost viewed as like an abusive parent if you don't cater to your kids' every whim, yeah, they do have access to their mom and dad's money.
Yeah, this is kind of
that's a whole different topic, though. We don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. What else is up, dude?
What else is up, dude? I feel like there was something good. There were so many funny, weird things that happened.
I've been laughing like every time you text me. It's just so funny. And then I try to find like a different Bitmoji.
The Bitmoji thing is killing me because it's like 2 seconds and there's like such a specific one that it's just like, where do you keep getting these? And I know it's just the app, but I don't know. It's so funny to me. I had a boss once who was completely terrible at communication and on every level, but would send out dozens of emails a day that were just Bitmojis. Like,
really?
Yeah. It's like you're a legit, like administrator. You need to freaking communicate with your employees and not just have a picture of you stomping on your desk or whatever.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Yeah. Hey Tom, hey Het, love the Hangout, dope. Oh, I'm laughing so loud. My neighbors are probably like, who's she laughing at?
That's all right. That's a good thing. As long as it's not screaming or like too much crying or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like there was stuff I needed to tell you, man.
Yeah, there was so much. It's just like it's popping out of my head right now, but whatever. I know there's exciting things. Oh, check this out. This is sort of interesting. This is unrelated to our thing, but it plays into my busy week of next week. There was a student who graduated from the program I used to teach at. She graduated like maybe the year before I got there, and then got her degree. A couple years before I got there, got her degree, was a TV anchor for like 5 years, and then hated the news industry, and so became a wedding cinematographer to do something way more positive and upbeat. And she's super talented, and she also goes to my gym just by coincidence. And so she hired me as a second shooter for this wedding next Saturday, which I was like, I don't have time to freaking. I've done like photos at weddings and I hate it because of the pressure. But she was like, this will be a fun wedding. You're the second shooter, so like the responsibility, I just have to go grab footage and then I just hand it off to her. I don't have to edit it or deliver it or anything. And I was like, you know what? Like, it's been 5 years since I've shot a wedding. Maybe this would be a fun thing to just try something, try something a little different and a little more experimental. And then I can do a vlog about it.
Yeah, totally. I think that's great. I think that it's cool that you're going into it thinking like, look, see, this is what you do. Is like it's a creative challenge.
Yeah, and that's the whole. It's this whole thing, the whole video thing, and ever since you showed up and were just like, do it. It's like everything is just where my usual my usual mode of operation was to like, what can I do to get to my couch? Like, what crap do I have to get through today to just shut down on the couch with like my iPad and just veg out? And now it's like I'm exhausted all the time still, but it's just like thing, like, and it's so much more exhausting, but it's so much more fulfilling. And then each thing leads to another thing, to another thing, to another thing. And it's like, you never really understand how colorful your world could be until you start participating in it.
That was it. That's quotable.
That's me. Little bite-sized nuggets.
Right there. I'm going to tweet that along with the other thing I tweeted a couple days ago about packing my bag for the guilt trip.
Oh, that's that. I'll tell you where I got that actually is when I was right out of high school and I worked at the video store that I worked at. It doesn't matter that he was gay, but it makes the story better. A gay guy came in and was like, but he was very flamboyantly like stereotypical, and he gave, brought up his account, and I was like, oh, you got a late fee for like $12, and he was like, oh, I didn't pack my bags, I didn't know you were gonna sell me on a guilt trip, and he did this whole show. And I was like, this is my favorite thing I've ever heard. So I stole that line. I've used it for like over a decade now because that's why. If you send someone on a guilt trip, they gotta pack their bags.
It was so funny. I think I read it and I was like, wait, what? Oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've heard.
I had to give credit where credit's due.
It was funny. Okay, Kim Cliff says, so what's the plan? Do Sharespark TV and get a TV show sponsors? Yeah, kind of, King Cliff. We're gonna do Sharespark TV and hopefully get sponsors. I wouldn't want to ever go on TV. I'm just going to tell you that right now, Tom. Like, I love how that's even something we're thinking about. But I would only want to be on digital media. So I'd love to be a show, but it has to be like live streaming. So on Facebook Watch or YouTube Live or, I don't know, Twitch. Like I know Twitch is really ramping up and trying to switch gears and stuff. And I've kept them in the back of my mind since now they are pushing more non-video game content. But I want to see how our test of like however many weeks we're going to try doing this first, which we should talk about.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable plan, because it was like that Simon Cade video that I sent you yesterday, the British kid from London, whose channel is DSLR Guy, but where he's talking about his original goals are to be a filmmaker, which is not unlike Casey Neistat's own story, where it's like you have these big goals, and then for some reason the digital media part takes over, probably because you have so much control over it, and it's so direct. It goes from thought to audience right away, and you kind of don't want to leave that, I guess. I mean, not that I've had the opportunity to do like giant projects, but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. We'll see. I need to stop. I don't know. We need to do a week. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know where it will go, but I figure if you just work really hard, it's gotta go somewhere.
That's a thing. Like, it's not a bad idea. Like, it's a really good idea. And I honestly feel like I was writing that grant application and it was like, something about like, what is it about your company that would make it hard to copy? And just thinking of Sharespark TV, it's like us. Like, there's no other us, period. Like, that's our live experience. That's our, our knowledge about this stuff. It's our interaction with youth. And for me, it's like I've worked with parents too. It's having that, I don't know. I feel like we're such a great combination of skill sets and perspectives and then put us together. It's like, you can't duplicate that no matter what.
Yeah, that's the human element that's hard to duplicate in anything. Like TV shows try to replace hosts and then it doesn't work, and you're like, yeah, it's because the personality kind of mattered.
Right. Yeah. So, are we gonna talk about like what we're doing next week?
Sure, that would be good to know, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I could just show up and you tell me what to do, but.
Oh, do you mean in the classroom? Out of like, I don't know. What's the plan? Let's just let's lay our plans out right now.
Okay. So, well, why don't you start? Because you're the one. It's like your schedule that I'm kind of going into.
Yeah. I mean, my schedule is Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. And yeah, that's my schedule right there. I try to do like the gym Monday, Wednesday, but if you're here on Wednesday, but you'll have been here Monday, I can cancel. But that's just like I always put my own personal like well-being like out as the first thing I sacrifice, and so I'm trying to be really good about like you need to block out time to do like.
No, dude, go to the gym, man. Like, I have stuff to do anyways, so it's not like I'm gonna be sitting there waiting for you. No offense, like, yeah.
You have to go. So there's that. So you get there Monday. We hang out, do logistics, and then outside of school, Tuesday is the first show, which is crazy because Tuesday is also my 30th video day. So it's the end of my 30 days and the start of this thing.
I forgot.
Yeah. So I want to tie that in somehow because that's a really cool way to like move into the next thing. And then Wednesday would be a good like logistics, a good day to just shoot promo videos, photos, that kind of stuff, and then show Thursday, right?
Yep.
That's the whole friggin' week. That's crazy. It's so much like boom, boom, boom. And then if you come into my classes at any point, then there's more. And I really want that to happen because I kind of like the timing is good. I've sort of tentatively been like, oh, I'm gonna have these assignments for you next week, but in the back of my head, I'm like, I can completely like pause it, push it, move it. Yeah, that would be interesting. There's some kids I really, really, really want to expose you to.
Yeah, I would love. Well, yes. So, I'm down for. I can go with you to school. So just let me know.
I want you like because there's two ways we can do the going to school thing. There's the part where like because even today someone sent me a thing halfway through and they were like, "Is it okay if I stop by with a visitor?" And it happened yesterday too, where like other teachers and administrators and officials or whatever will come by and they'll give a tour and like no matter what's happening, how stressed out you are, you're like, "This is my beautiful whatever," and you go into sales pitch mode. So there's that part where I can be like, "This is what we do," and there's this student here and this student here. I can also do the part where you're just like fly on the wall through like normal day, where at the end you're just gonna be like, how do you not have alcohol on your desk? Like, how are you still standing? Like, how does this work? And nobody's ever seen that part of my job ever, and I don't know. That part's interesting. I had a kid yesterday telling me how easy my job was.
Oh my God.
He's like half joking. He's like, "But what do? You just kind of like hang out and sit around." And I was like, "Yeah, it's super easy. That's all I do."
Well, see, I mean, that's good for you, right? Because you make it look easy.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, when you do things right, it doesn't look like you're even doing anything at all. And I was like, meanwhile.
Really quick, Daniel Garcia. Guess who's back? Heather Squad. Hi, Daniel. I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Phony R. Okay. Well, Tom, I'm down for whatever. Like, you could just show me and incorporate me however you want. I think it's cool that I worked at a school too. I haven't worked at a school that big and I'm not a teacher, so I only saw the kids during like break and lunch. I can imagine doing like 7 hours. But you know, however.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty awesome. And then just to clarify, I think it must have been Wednesday on your happy hour show when I typed in we can broadcast from the swap meet, and you're like, I thought that was on Thursday. What I meant was the street fair is on Thursday. That's the Palm Springs Street Fair. It's very classy. There's art. There's a guy who plays an electric violin and he wears a cape. What I was talking about was the Indio swap meet, which is on Wednesdays. That's where you go to buy like that's where you can get some great food. It's you can buy some possibly stolen items, and like the police will be called at some point.
That sounds fun.
It's like infamous for its colorfulness.
Well, either way, you're gonna be the guest on Heather's Happy Hour that Wednesday.
Yay! I mean, there's fun stuff, and I'll make sure we do interesting. Like, we can make it interesting stuff. It doesn't have to be. There's no Second Street, but there's other stuff.
I really gotta get my mic fixed.
What? Wait, your mic? Your white mic?
No, my phone one.
Oh, your phone mic. Yeah, just get the new iPhone. That's all the kids have been talking about.
Oh, I just got this phone.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Seriously, like 3 weeks before dropping it at your place. Which I mean, I had to get a new one because my battery just wouldn't retain charge anymore. But yeah. Phony art, it's not just the selfie mic, it's the whole damn thing. It's just.
I think he was clarifying for me that when I was asking which mic, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, even the back mic. I know, but you've already done so much, Phony art. So I don't want to. Like, you've already done so much. So Sid, who you met at the progress party, he owns a You Break I Fix, which is like one of these franchise iPhone repair stores. So I think I'm just gonna take it over there, but I just don't know when. I don't know. We'll see. What's up?
It's such a pain. Like, I know it wasn't my fault. I feel so bad. I just feel so bad that your phone got broken.
You should not. I'm an entrepreneur, man. Like, I don't get bothered by these things. It's just another thing to add to the list, but there's no emotional, like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this. It's just like, you just got to do it.
Yes, that's
I'm also really hungry. So I'm holding this like Thai menu right now and debating whether to Postmate something.
I was watching one of James's his newest video yesterday, which like the food looks so good that I wanted it so badly, and it was some Asian dish, and then I was like, that's what I'm getting for dinner today, just because of James. Then I ended up at McDonald's. But
yeah, I was gonna get McDonald's too, but I always get McDonald's for my long drives, and so I'm anticipating getting that on Monday. And I didn't want to have it like twice in the same week.
So here's the thing. Maybe you'll agree with me on this because I can't. This is where people turn on me real quick because it's 2017 and you're not supposed to say this.
Are we gonna break our friendship right now?
I don't know, maybe, but here I'm gonna be real honest. I love McDonald's. It's so good.
Like seriously, like I'm like gonna cry right now. McDonald's is like, if I could pick any place to eat for the rest of my life, it is McDonald's. I have been eating McDonald's. It is a place I look forward to going to. My friends used to give me gift cards to McDonald's as gifts. Like, I love McDonald's. It is such a big part of my life, and I don't care. You can hate me for it, but I have no shame.
Everybody hates on it, and I'm like, it's so good. It's so consistent. The fact that I can go to the one in India, but then I could go to New York City, and it's the same friggin' thing. And like, I don't know. It's just like,
are you even? Like, I'm never gonna stop being surprised at like, what the hell? Are you serious?
I Yeah, I love McDonald's. So I had a nice. It was so good because sometimes when they nail it, and I was mad at my McDonald's too because they keep making me park for fresh fries, and like the whole time I was just sitting at the window like, don't make me park, don't make me park, don't make me park, and then they were like, here's your fresh food, and I was like, yes. And you know when they nail it, like they just the stars align and everything is like perfect, and then I get my dog's a little burger and like it's a big happy.
Wait, what do you get?
What do I get?
Yeah, what's your go-to?
It's my go-to is the fish fillet with a burger.
Wow. Okay.
I love the filet of fish, but sometimes like today I felt adventurous, so I was like, it's a Big Mac Friday, and then I always get burgers for my dogs. But what would make me happiest and what I've always wanted to do, this is so unrelated to the stuff we're supposed to be talking about.
Okay,
but what I've always wanted to try in a world with no consequences is just have as many of the little McDonald's hamburgers as I could get and see like how many I can eat at once. Because I think it would be a lot.
Oh, in one sitting.
Yeah, I think I could get into double digits real easy. I feel like it.
Well, really? I can't. I mean, I can definitely eat two.
Oh no, I bet you I'm sure I could do a baker's dozen like pretty quick. But then there's awesome consequences, so I don't want to do that.
You know, okay, I'm gonna make a list. And on like anniversary episodes, like on the 10th episode of Sharespark TV or something, we should do like these special challenge things.
We could do it for charity. Like if for every $10 someone donates, I have to eat a burger, and then they're gonna donate like.
Yeah, that's such a great idea.
Get obese.
It's for the kids.
Yeah, it's for childhood diabetes.
Oh gosh. Oh, you know what? We should look through this. There's just so many things, man. I wish we could freeze time and like talk about all this stuff and not have like next week come yet.
Yeah, I miss summer vacation just for the time. But I mean, and I don't mean to complain about my job. My job is great. It's just like it's also super frustrating sometimes.
Yeah. I want to know how your meeting went. But you can tell me later.
Yeah, well, I mean, what it ended up with was I had someone from the office come into my classroom, and he's like, "What's the problem?" And I was like, "Well, count the seats." And he's like, "There are 30 seats in here," and I was like, "I have 42 kids."
Do you really?
Yeah, I was like, I can handle 42 kids as a teacher. What I can't handle is 42 kids in a room built for 30. Like, and then I'm supposed to like teach them stuff when they're like sitting on the floor, and I'm supposed to give them cameras, and it's like, it's just the goal of our program is supposed to be small class sizes with individualized support, so that way the students you really sit down and like work with them on whatever they need. And that takes time, and it's like that's why we get extra funding. That's why there's all these grants, is to provide that, and so the school needs to provide that.
Yeah, well, it's really, I mean, you're also giving kids like a couple hundred, if not thousands of dollars of equipment.
Yeah, kids will walk out with like 10 grand in equipment, and they need to be trained on it before they can do that, and they need to know what they're doing.
So like, were they like, okay, we get it, or?
Well, this was my department head, so he's also feeling some of the pain because he's in my same department, different subject matter, but same, you know.
Wait, what department are you?
They made a new career tech department, so it's like the Island of Misfit Toys. It's like me and the health academy and the robotics person and like the agriculture person. It's like, what the hell do we talk about together? Like, I like cameras and you grow plants and you fix people and like you build a robot. So let's combine our powers.
Yeah.
I used to be part of the art department, which kind of made more sense because it's like there's arts involved. But
I would throw it in with English. Is that weird?
You what?
I would throw it in with English.
Well, no, that's not weird at all. I mean, that's where I started was English, and like a lot of, because what I do, like digital media relates to storytelling, which relates to communication, which comes right back to English. And so what I am trying to do is pull in, because we had someone at my old school who was like this dynamite English teacher that all of our students had her, and then she switched her English curriculum to match our digital media curriculum. And I'm trying, there's an English teacher who she was just gonna start a film club on her own, like randomly, and I had to like go like, wait a minute, like I'm kind of the film person.
Let's collab.
Having this rogue club over there, why don't you join our side? And like
rogue club.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, it's like I couldn't start a theater club. Like we have a drama department.
Yeah.
Start a new band, like.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that's gonna happen. That can maybe take some burden off me too, which would be a nice thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so do we have to talk about like what we're gonna be doing while I'm there in your class?
Yeah, that would be great. Well, because ultimately my vision is that you're there pretty frequently and regularly throughout the school year, so the kids will get to know you fairly well. So it's the first time would obviously be some kind of intro, which I would leave up to you how you want to introduce and frame yourself to them.
What if I showed the progress party video as kind of like, I don't even say anything, play that, and then talk?
Yeah, I mean that would something to hook them and then explain, and then explain, I don't know, your story and the whole point and why it matters. And I mean, honestly, it depends, because you could do that could end up being like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then if you did that and they went like to work, a bunch of kids would just gravitate over and start asking questions and start their own conversations who are interested. But you could also lead a whole thing about, you know, almost the takeoff of what I started the school year on, which is like the importance of digital media and why it matters. And a lot of their responses is like, so does that mean we have to be YouTubers? And I'm like, no, that's one way, but no, this is not a how to be a YouTuber class. This is a how to be digitally literate class.
Do the comment right now. Oh God, we're just that awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I like the internet.
Yeah, yeah. We need to talk. See, this is why I wanted to do a practice one.
Yeah, like a pilot episode almost.
Yeah, because I feel like we need to. We can only plan so much, but when something like that comes up, right? Everyone else can see the comment. So are we just gonna, like, especially on Facebook, because Facebook saves all the comments.
Oh, it does. I did not know this.
Oh, it saves all the comments. It even tags which comments were made during the live stream, and it attaches it to the time that the comment was made.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So it will, it would be very obvious, and everyone would be able to see that we did not address it, which is, you know, the way that I see the show playing out is that we're going to get so many comments that we don't have to read every single one. But, you know, the first couple streams, I feel like it's going to be like this, where everyone can see every single comment.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know the best way to handle that, but I guess that just comes with, because it's just like anything. You don't want to leave anybody out, but you also don't want to address every single thing, because then it just encourages like, generative, like, yeah, I'm gonna be super outrageous and then get attention, but it's like sometimes it's funny, like, I don't know, or relevant, or
I guess we'll have to just go with it. I don't know. Well, you know what? We should do a test on Monday. Just like a quick, like 10-minute, like, let's just try. We can do it from your place.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah. Oh God. Dude, I'm gonna ban you. You're annoying. Hold on. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Oh, I can put him on a timeout.
Oh. It sounds so sad.
Can you see that?
It just says message deleted. It has the name and it says message deleted over and over again.
Ha! Butthole. Okay, so you were talking about.
I think I was talking about digital media or something, and then we got distracted.
Yeah, and it was just like so orgasmic.
Yeah, it was like the ideas were so good that like this guy just couldn't contain it anymore, and it's exciting stuff. Oh, we were talking about what you're going to do on the first day and how to manage your time. But that's, I mean, there's infinite ways, and it's so easy with 90-minute class periods. It's like those are long class periods, but there's also plenty of time to do uh, lecture discussion versus like then there's plenty of time to work because it's also cool for you to see what people are working on. There's also they have some projects that we're gonna like do some basic critiques on for just to get the ball rolling on how to critique things. And oh, that'll be interesting. There's a couple of there's a couple of really interesting things that I'm kind of excited for you to see or interested for you to see.
Yeah, you want to see how I react, huh? Heather reacts.
Yeah, we'll just do reaction videos.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll just talk about like what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and then we can
Yeah.
just that could be like how we start. And I would love to, help out however I can, however you see that. I'm willing, very happily willing to, however.
Yeah, I mean,
But
just
it's
anytime there's a voice that can back up stuff that I've been preaching. I love it when I'm there every day saying these things and doing these things, and when someone else shows up and like, yeah, without even trying, like I don't prep them, but the things you say just are in line with what I've been saying. It's just like, see,
So can I ask you about like the format of your class? And
sure.
while you explain that, I need to order dinner because I'm dying. So I think I'm gonna get. Have you had Pad CU?
If I had what?
Have you had Pad CU?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am. I am serious.
Okay, so I have a list on my phone of stuff that we need to do, and it includes all the movies you have to see. Now I'm gonna add have Pad CU because it's so good.
What is it?
It's Thai noodles,
Oh, well, I love Thai noodles, so that sounds good.
but you've only had
Um,
Thai. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
whatever. You got some fun action happening. Yeah, format of class usually, like if it's not a lecture day or a workshop day, is I start with just sort of like general announcements. I try to make it as clear as possible what our objective is by the end of the class period, and then I like it's like at the rodeo when they pull the gate up and the bull runs out. It's like I do that, and then that's what happens for the rest of the time, and then I'm just going around helping as much as I can between two classrooms at the same time. And then some days I'll stop it if we need to talk about something specific or even something like camera lenses, and we'll stop everything and we'll do a workshop where it's like it's a more everybody listen to me, but I try to talk at them as little as possible unless it's interesting.
Wait, so you have two classes at the same time, one in the lab and then one in the other one?
It's one class, but the classes are so big they kind of go, and then so there's which is hard because the rule is you can't have kids unsupervised, but when there's more kids than fit in the space, how do you not like spill over? So I just go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. All
No,
right.
okay. So for example, today there's a day like today I didn't get a break. So class started at 7:30. There's 3 classes in a row right up to lunch, but during lunch we were doing auditions for our broadcast anchors, so there was no lunch, and then right into the last class. There's no break. It was just all the way, and then there were kids working on stuff after school. And
How, Tom?
that's how it goes. And during the classes, there's kids filming in the broadcast studio, kids working in the computer lab, kids out on campus filming, kids working in the production lab, and then kids working in the sound booth. And you have to know and help all of them. But when it works well, it works great. When it's just controlled chaos, it's like it's so beautiful when there's someone dressed like a cow for no reason because they're doing something, and someone else is building this thing, and someone's doing this like emotional piece over here, and someone's recording a narration, and someone's writing something and animating something. Like when there's all these different things happening, it's like it's the most energizing environment. But when it's 42 ninth graders who are just like climbing up the walls, you're just like, kill me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They were my least favorite grade.
What is? Freshmen. The freshmen are great, and I have a lot of good ones. But freshmen at the beginning of the year.
Yes, at the beginning of the year, like after winter break, we're good.
And I have the 2 freshman classes I have. One's before lunch, one's after lunch. Before lunch, beautiful. After lunch, chaos. Like,
am I supposed to call you Mr. Buck and they're gonna call me Mr. Maris?
They'll call you whatever you want to call them, whatever you go by. So there's a lot of people at our school that just go by Mr. Mrs. first name. So
oh no,
Heather. You can just be Heather. Because there's a lot of people that come, like when Parker Jacobs came in, he was just Parker.
Okay, I'm gonna be just Heather, please.
Yeah, I mean just Heather.
And is there a dress code?
Well, I mean, school has dress code, but I don't think you would be breaking it. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously.
What do you wear? Let me ask you that.
I used to wear shirt, tie, dress shoes all the time, every day. Then it was more like jeans and polo shirt with like program logo on it, which I still do. But then some days it's just like button-up shirt and jeans because the days are long and I'm tired. And sometimes I find myself on a ladder or crawling on the floor, and like you can't be in a tie when you're doing that. You need to be.
That's so crazy.
What?
It's crazy that you can wear jeans.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't wear jeans there were years where kids had never even seen me in like anything other than a dress shirt and dress slacks. And it was like, it blew their mind if they saw me on the weekend or something. And now if I ever do wear a shirt and tie for a reason, kids are freaked out by it. Like,
what's happening?
Yeah, but I don't know, it's because the days are so long and they're so active, like it has to be functional. But I mean, typically I would wear like a program polo shirt that has like my logo on it, and decent jeans.
But there's no like if I have like cuts in my jeans, I'm not gonna get a pink slip.
I think technically, we just talked about this today, and I learned this today. If the cuts are above the knee, that's against dress code. Because that's the style right now is like jeans with slits and stuff in them.
Yeah.
Slits are above the knee. That's a problem. I don't know.
Okay. And then, okay. All right. Good to know. Because like I think a lot of my jeans have like holes in them.
I mean, it's also different because you're 32 and they're 13, so their rules are different. But
I don't want to like condone that,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a bad example to the kids.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want you to feel like you can't be yourself either.
Right. No, I'm a full, like my hair is going to be still purple and I'll probably wear snapback and,
Oh, I didn't tell you this. We ordered hats like months ago, so we'd have like program hats on, and mine were supposed to be black, and they sent us the wrong ones, so they're white. They're kind of hideous looking, and so they're gonna redo them. But it got delivered during class, and I was like, "What is this crazy ass bright white hat?" And I put it on sideways, and it caused like a riot. Kids hated it. It was like I had killed a puppy in the middle of class. Like they were not okay with it whatsoever.
Wait, what do you mean? Is it because you?
That's what I said. I was like, wait a minute. Is it the style? And they were like, yeah, like that style doesn't work. And I was like, or is it me? And then some kid just straight up was like, you can't pull it off. And I was like, oh no.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but I mean, not like that wasn't as disrespectful as it sounds. Like it's like
it came from I could see someone saying that.
Yeah, I mean that, and I could see someone saying that. Ouch. But I was like, I had this crippling insecurity, and I was just like, I gotta go sit down. Like, I just want to be goofy.
Totally not what I meant. Okay, sorry. Can I just order this really quick? I want mild beef. Pad see you. No. Have you had spring rolls?
Yeah, of course. I was trying not to say anything so that we'd all have to watch you order, and it wouldn't cut to me.
Oh, Monster Jobber. What are you guys talking about? Why don't you answer that?
Macho Jobber, we're talking. Oh boy, we're talking about next week as we start working on a show, which will be on Facebook twice. And it essentially explores literacy, but through the modern media and culture and news stories. So it's hopefully very relevant for an audience. And then we talked about how we both like McDonald's a lot, despite the fact that that's not the most popular opinion to have in 2017. But neither of us don't care. Haters gonna hate, and then we've been talking about logistics for setting up our first week of shows and live streams for next week and all that fun stuff.
Dana's how Postmates working. Good job, guys. Okay. Yeah, Macho Jobber's been tuning into our live streams, like when we were doing it this weekend.
Yeah, I remember the name.
Yeah.
And now the Sharespark TV show starts Tuesday and Thursday of next week. So
8 p.m. on Facebook.com/Sharespark Media. So go check it out. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm excited. I'm like excitedly nervous. And
yeah, so, so check this out. This is how I feel super scared too. Like it's a weird anxiety that I haven't had before, where my biggest fear is just letting you down or messing it up in some way.
Oh my God. Okay, Tom, that's not possible. Like let's just establish. I'm glad that. Okay, let's talk about our greatest fears. That is not possible. Like you disappointing me is just not. It's not unless you like. No, that's not possible. Like even at your worst, you're still gonna be off. Huh?
It's on record now, and a bunch of people heard it. So
yeah, you heard it here first. And it's like, you know, when we're famous, people can pull this and like have it be a clip. But yeah.
But the cool part is, the best part is, normally if I start something new, like there's nerves, but like the gut feeling now is so calm of just like go for it, excited, as opposed to like there's so many things where I'm like, I need to do this and I should do this, and my gut is like, oh no, and I push anyway, thinking like, well, get out of your comfort zone, and then whatever the thing is turns out to be terrible. In this case, my gut is like, if you didn't do this, you would just be so regretful for so long, and that's terrible. So
okay, you want to know what my biggest fear is?
Sure. Dark water.
No, there's other things I'm more scared of. But what is my greatest fear? I guess I don't have one. I guess I have the same thing. Like I would hate for you to be disappointed, because this is like I have learned to not expect anything. I've learned that over the past year and a half. But like you're so excited, so I want to make sure that this opportunity delivers.
No, it will, and the part of that I don't have the time. Back end of it that you do. Just because of work and stuff, and that's the part. Is I just want to make sure we can work that out. Let's me still be alive.
Yeah.
But that's not when I think of what my life was ago.
Wait, what did you say? When I think about what?
When I think about how my life was a year or two ago. Yeah, not really. Because I'd rather be doing stuff I want to do, exhausted, like trying to survive.
Oh yeah, man, I so wish we could have met each other when I was like still an employee. That's crazy. Like, you know, one of the things I would talk about a lot was like how you just I don't know. It's not about like life isn't about finding your passion. It's about making money and just spending it.
Yeah.
And so I would always like during my, I don't know, first 6 months, I was always like, you guys, like you like all the money that you're spending on all this stuff, just like you end up shitting it out anyway. Like it's just I don't know why. Like why? It's just not worth it. But
Yeah, it's hard. And my family places a huge value on money and income, and like that is the metric of success, which I think you could relate to. You know, like yeah.
I was this close to losing it with my mom today.
Today.
This close because now she's in a position where she feels like she can give me advice. And I was so pissed. I mean, I really had to take a deep breath and I'm like, I have to go now, Mom, bye, and just hang up the phone. But I just was like, who do you think you are to show up out of nowhere and all of a sudden give me advice when you have just been putting me down this whole time? You know, like, oh, I was so mad. But
Yeah, that's interesting, especially like yeah, that's interesting. Macho Jobber was asking what type of topics will be on the TV show.
see, this is why we need to have a pilot. I feel like because I feel like we should practice.
Yeah, well, we had broken it down into like it's a 45-minute show that starts out usually with a relevant, like a news story that's not being covered as a news story, but it's being looked at through the lens of digital media. So like the Joel Osteen thing from a couple weeks ago, if you look at that like there's the news story part of it, but there's plenty of outlets to cover that. Like no one's going to come there for breaking news, but if you look at it through the digital media literacy. Basically, if he knew what the hell he was doing with digital media, that wouldn't have been an issue. Like that whole thing wouldn't have happened.
You know what? We should practice right now.
Sure, why not?
I'll pull up what's trending.
Oh, we're just gonna pick a topic out of a hat, and then while you're looking up that, then we're gonna do Q&A with live stream, and then usually like a feature of some kind of featured creator, featured content, and that'll be 45 minutes. Phony R says moms always think they have the answers. They care.
It's gonna pass by like this.
No problem, Macho Jobber. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. We're trying to figure out a way because the focus is digital media literacy, but that sounds boring. So we're trying to use that as an example, trying to exemplify that in interesting ways. Hopefully that makes sense. Phony R says we still love moms at the end of the day. Yeah, because one day they'll be gone, and then you're gonna really wish they were there to annoy you, and that's like my big fear. It sucks getting older. No one tells you the part where your parents get older, and you have to watch them get older.
I used to work at a nonprofit that was for seniors and provided like resources to seniors and their families, and that was so hard because we would have families that would come in, and it's like, oh my god, my dad had a stroke. You know, like there's no planning that was done in advance, like all of this stuff. Yeah, tough. I'm trying to think of a simple one because I take screenshots of things on my phone all the time. Like right now, I'm looking at the Daddy of Five thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is. I mean, we could just talk about the Joel Osteen thing, like just if you.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Go. So let's talk about that.
I mean, that's ancient news now because that was like 2 weeks ago. So that's like that's in the history books at this point.
How about you explain? Oh, see, this would be cool if we had like pre-roll of this of like the story, and it's already like produced of the kind of basic facts of what happened.
Yeah, that would make sense. The who, what, where, when, why. Stuff.
Yeah, because then it would like look cool. But for now, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so basically, Joel Osteen has his church in Houston, and when Hurricane Harvey hit, people were expecting to go to this mega church for shelter, but he closed his church and said that it was flooded. But then a lot of people were arguing, your church is not flooded. We're seeing that it's not flooded, and it could be open. And then his story kind of changed a couple times as to why it was closed. And that it was flooded or it was going to be flooded, but then the city had asked for it to be a shelter, but not soon enough. And it was very unclear as to what the motive was in terms of the story. Like, why didn't he open his church to people who needed it was really the question, right? Because people needed shelter. He had shelter. He's a religious guy who's supposed to be Christian, helping. Why aren't you helping the people who are following you? It's kind of the basic question.
Yes, and there, based on the comments that I read, there were people who were like, okay, it was genuinely flooded. Look, he's released photos of how it's flooded. But then obviously we have social media now, so people went to those spots of where the pictures were taken and it wasn't flooded. But then some people were also saying, like, it's his property. He could decide to do whatever he wants. And then obviously on the other side, it's like Tom said, you are a person of faith, and like you should kind of be like the first one to kind of open your doors and help. And people were saying, like, there were mosques who like didn't have to be told by the city to open up their doors, and they did anyway. So,
and there were logistical issues though from the size of his church, because it's different than like a small community. It's this big mega church, and people were referencing Hurricane Katrina and what happened in like the Superdome, whatever it was called, where they might not have had the staff to actually care for that many people. But that's the news story itself. So how does the digital media part play into it? Would be essentially that Joel Osteen proved himself to be 100% digital media illiterate. Yep. Because he didn't understand, because his story changed several times throughout the course of a day or two, and he seemed to be oblivious to the fact that anybody could in 2 seconds fact check it. Not only his word against his word, but also his word against objective reality. So when he's saying my church is flooded and someone has a picture of it not being flooded, when he was saying our doors were open and he has a video of someone saying their door is locked.
Yes.
That's where that illiteracy comes in, where it's, I mean, not that we would want him to be a better player at the game, but like you would understand, he could have framed his story better and said, if he knew that people were going to look at the church and see that it's not flooded, he could have said, our church is in danger of being flooded. The last thing we want is to crowd a bunch of people into a place that's going to become dangerous, and then they're trapped. So until we're able to keep everybody safe, we don't want to endanger anybody. That would have made sense.
But what was so confusing to me about him especially is the fact that he was so digitally illiterate, because I felt like he only responded to major news media outlets. Like, it looked like the news people had gone to his church and set up the cameras and the lights and stuff, where it's like, bro, you don't have to wait for the news to go to you. You just push live on your Facebook thing. Like, it is so easy. And why do you have to wait until they come to you, where you could kind of just share what's going on right now? Like, hey, this is the church, or these are the developments, and this is kind of why I'm, like, maybe not to like defend yourself or prove something, but even to your own followers of the church, like, hey guys, this is their church that you help support financially, like, this is what's going on with it or whatever. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and the funny part too is news outlets now are always asking for viewer, like news channels are always asking, like, send us your stuff, like, go live for us. Like, they're reaching out to their audience to collect their information. So it is that same filtered stuff or unfiltered stuff, but it's almost like if it doesn't have the little like logo at the bottom of the screen for the news station, that then it's not relevant. And an old school point of view would be to focus only on the things that have their logo and their branding and whatever, and not some person's whatever. But even just today, we're doing something. I went into YouTube's homepage. Like, I had to help a student find a YouTube video. So we went to YouTube, and on the homepage was Liza Koshy's newest video, which I didn't watch, but it said it was uploaded like 14 hours prior. I was kind of interested in watching it because unless it was clickbaity, it was about her dealing with her anxiety. And I was like, could actually be interesting. Point is, it was uploaded 14 hours prior. It's just about her talking about her anxiety, and it had 2.4 million views in 14 hours about anxiety. That is significantly more viewership than any of the major news outlets would get in the same amount of time for a story. So
like combined.
yeah, I mean that's 2.4 million views back in the 3 network days when everyone had no choice of what to watch. Would be tiny numbers, but now you have late night talk shows and things that are pulling down less than that and still on the air. You have, tons of shows are getting 500,000 views, like, nightly shows, and that's what's expected. And those are network produced shows with budgets and stuff. This is someone in their house with a camera getting 5 times that
And to me, what's crazy is that like I mean, there's no data to prove this, but I really do feel like the loyalty and attention that she gets from those numbers are even more than like, someone watching just cable news.
Yeah.
They have an allegiance and a loyalty to her personally. So I feel like that makes them more connected to what she's saying versus like, who are these news anchors?
100%. And that's, 100%. And that's this. Okay. So this is cool if we're talking about how this is going to work, because now the live chat's picking into our conversation.
I'm so excited.
Tamara Pickens says the same thing happened to Bow Wow because he got exposed for lying about being on a private jet when he was in commercial class on a plane, and someone snapped a photo. And I remember this story because
I felt so bad for him.
Yeah. And so that was the story right there. He was posting all this stuff about like private jets, and then someone was like, "No, you're in coach," like on a regular plane with everybody. And it's sort of that same thing where he almost forgot that. I don't know. I don't want to say he forgot. I don't know what he was thinking, but it was the same idea of I'm presenting this reality of the world, but the whole world is your behind the scenes crew, and
Yeah, that's so. See, this is where I feel like we'll have to figure out how to manage this, because for sure, like the tangents.
Yeah, I know. There's some, but I mean, we were just talking about digital media news stories, and they're relating that one to Joel Osteen, and the fact that the person at the heart of the story didn't understand that people could easily verify or not what they were claiming. And so I guess that would be the topic there, is like, that's the disconnection in both those stories.
Yeah, exactly. But like with the Bow Wow thing, because see, this is where I think I'm going to have to struggle with this. And that's why I think you're going to be a good compliment to me, because then like I could kind of lean on that.
I'm struggling right now because there's a comment about minimalism that I'm like dying to go into. So I'm saving that. I see it and I want to talk about that, but that I'm trying to wait till we have a good segue to get to it.
See, you're picking it up so quickly, Tom. I can't. You're so good. I love it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. But okay, before I forget the point. Oh yeah. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain this. It's not that I live my life expecting that people are watching all the time, but just knowing that anyone could take a picture at any time, like anyone, like if you have a meltdown in an airport. I just saw this like chick, she completely lost it at the airport because I don't know, the plane had delayed and the ferry she was supposed to catch left without her, and she just like full on screaming at the top of her lungs. And of course, like who isn't gonna whip out their phone and record that behavior?
So here I have something right here that is super relevant, and it's me being at that. This speaking of school meetings, this was at one of our summer planning meetings like 5 years ago. Luckily, the teacher who took it is one of my friends, but this was me during the middle of our meeting. I don't know if you can see this. But I'm basically just completely asleep. Not asleep, but just like done. And obviously like that, I mean, I don't know how long I was like that. I don't think it was very long, but it was hours later that she was like, "Hey, having fun during the meeting?" And that thing has floated around Facebook and like for years now. And it was
so funny. So that actually happened at my school. One of the teachers snapped another picture of a teacher like passing out, and it just like instantly, it was the meme of the year. like it just like people kept changing the captions like on top and bottom, and just like it just kept coming up. It was such a thing, and it was so hilarious.
Yeah, and yeah, that's I don't know, but that's the idea though. But the point you were bringing up was essentially living your life like just being aware. I mean, as an employee, that's what you should do. You should live your life like you're always being evaluated by your boss. But when you're on your own time, like when does that? This is like a separate topic. So if we're talking about topics for the show, topic one would be the disconnect between the fact that people can easily verify your claims and how to be aware of that, and that there seems to be a disconnect there. This would be a new topic of at what point do you how often, how much of your life should be taken over by the fact that you think you're always being watched, because you are. Because if I'm at school and I have a meltdown and start freaking out and hitting kids and whatever, and some kid films it, 100% that should go, that everybody should see that, because that's a teacher who's losing his mind on kids. Like that needs to be seen. If I'm at the end of, you know, the most stressful, like vacation on my, not vacation, but whatever, if I'm in a stressful position in my own personal life and I just like having a bad day screaming at traffic, that sucks and is bad behavior, but like that's also you as an individual. And where does that line where you get your individual, where you lose or keep your individuality?
Yeah, I know. See, that it's hard for me to, I don't know, because I always ask people like, how come you don't share your life? And it's always, that's really the foundation of the reason, and just to varying degrees. It's like, well, why? You know, like people don't need to know what I'm doing. Whereas obviously I just full on the other way. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have a full on meltdown live.
Yeah. And I kind of touched on that in the video I made today, where I was trying to figure out what a blog is and why you would want to share, why you would want to, what a blog, yeah, why you would want to do that. Because the ultimate point I landed on was, if you don't tell your story, somebody else or nobody else will. And there's the saying that everybody dies twice. You die once when you physically die, and you die the second time when your name is said for the last time. And so,
oh my God,
you never heard that?
No,
I didn't mean to drop that on you all casually. That's a
Christ.
If you need to go deal with it for a minute, but that's a thought. Everybody is going to be 100% forgotten at some point. I mean, at the latest, it will be when the sun expands and engulfs the earth. Like, but for many of us, it'll be, you know, relatively quickly after we die. And, you know, does that matter to be forgotten? Or, you know, can you be remembered for doing something valuable while you're here, so that the last time someone speaks your name is further away from, you know, as far away from your actual passing as possible? And that's a good reason as to why you want to share your life, because you can have an experience that is so relevant or relatable or important that it connects with people longer than you ever could.
Yes, there's so many things that I have to say, and God, I gotta get better at this. Sorry, I'm also distracted because my Thai food's coming up the stairs. So
it's coming up the stairs by itself. That's amazing.
Why don't you want to read some of the comments while I get
Yes, I will 100% do this. So just to jump back, because maybe we can weave into the minimalism thing in a second. Because Macho Jobber said, have you ever thought about minimalism becoming one I'm in the process of changing, and I've started to enjoy my life day by day? Yes, 1,000 times yes. I'm guessing if you haven't seen it, I hope you've seen Minimalism on Netflix, a documentary by the minimalists, who are some of my favorite people in the world. And their whole documentary is about minimalism, but what it means. And it's not necessarily about having, it's not self-deprivation, it's focused on what you want. And that hit me so hard, because that's always been something I've tried to do. But it really changes your life. And one of the minimalists' whole philosophies is to say no to all of the distractions so that you can say yes to the things that really matter, which is what I did 100%, so that when something like Sharespark popped up, I could say yes to it. And so that's why I wanted to hit that comment, because it was specifically the minimalists and that philosophy that led to that happening, which led to this happening. But yeah, minimalism is the thing. It's just decluttering everything, emotions and physical and focusing. I know I'm in a room that's filled with crap, but every one of these things has a purpose and is used. And if it weren't, it would go somewhere else where it could be useful. And
yeah.
And just to wrap that up, because I know that's a side tangent, but I wanted to hit it. Macho Jobber, if you're just adopting minimalism, I highly recommend, if you haven't done it, to do the 30-day minimalism challenge. And you can challenge somebody else to do it, which is really hard. And it's where you start on the first day of the month. And on the first day, you get rid of one item. You minimize one item. The second day, you do two. The third day, you do three. By the end of the month, you've done like 500 items, because on October 17th, you'll have to get rid of 17 things. On October 18th, you'll have to get rid of 18 things. So it's fun to find a friend to do that with, and then to see who can get further into the month, because by the 22nd of the month, it's really hard to do. But you really start, not unlike vlogging, where you start looking at your life in a different way. When you start doing that minimalism challenge, you start analyzing your life for what is necessary, what is not necessary, what, I don't know. It's a great way to have some self-reflection. That's what's up. Yeah, it is what's up. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Minimalism, I think it's called Minimalism, a documentary about the important things. It's on Netflix. It's great. I've watched it repeatedly. I even got my own mother to watch it, and then months later tell me that she was trying to do some of the things in it, even though they're basically minimalists already. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a minimalist. Like, I didn't realize as an entrepreneur.
You were forced to become a minimalist?
I didn't realize that it was a thing, but I just, no choice.
Well, minimalism is huge right now because it's
Yes.
Their food is here. Minimalism has become so popular because I think so many people are so overwhelmed. And like Apple just announced new iPhones this week, and you could pre-order them starting yesterday, and everyone wants to pre-order it, and then you end up with your old one, and we're just kind of bombarded with stuff. And then digital clutter, to weave in our Sharespark stuff and digital media stuff, digital clutter becomes huge because we're just overloaded. YouTube has 400 hours of content every minute uploaded. What do you do with all that stuff? How do you organize your life? How do you focus on your priorities? And the impulse is to just disconnect and run away, but that's not always the most practical thing to do. And yeah, I mean, Tamara is saying, grew up as an army brat, moved no less than 5 times since I got married, and most of the stuff you need, and you don't have anything that you don't need. And it's hilarious because if you travel a lot, if you don't travel a lot and you're going away for like 3 or 4 days, you have like these suitcases that look like you're going on a trip around the world. And then people who move a lot or travel a lot, they're going away for like 3 months and they take like a backpack. And it's crazy how stuff can ruin your life or run your life. And that includes digital clutter as well. But that's all in how, oh my God, I made a connection. That's the digital clutter in your life can be minimized based on your level of literacy within the digital realm and how you're using it. So if you're just using your social media accounts to absorb empty calories, your whole life is going to be cluttered. But if you're using it purposefully and intentionally, then
that's it. Write the book.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like, I'll write it. Whatever I just said, copyright 2017.
Also, I love how this discussion is going. Like, if this is any preview of what the show is going to be like, I'm just so happy right now. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I want to find ways to transition more seamlessly between topics and to have, I want to make sure every topic we discuss gets the time that it deserves, whether that's 30 seconds or 20 minutes. But I want to also make sure that people who are participating get to participate. Because I love this. Now, Macho, we talked about backpacks, and Macho Jobber's asking, would you live from a backpack? And it's like, I would love to do that efficient, but I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. All right, sorry, we gotta take a little break because you guys have to look at this.
Oh, is this now a mukbang?
Yum.
That looks good. And that got there quick, by the way. So
Really?
I thought so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm hungry, so I was like,
No, it felt like it was something.
did I miss anything? Do I have questions to answer?
I went on a thing about minimalism for a while.
I love how you tied it back.
Tried to tie it back, tried to make sure, and then Matcha Java said, Heather, you should try out minimalism, but I think that was when you explained you accidentally became one.
Yeah, I had to, like, if you guys knew how much I made in the past year, that's straight up minimalism for sure. And like all the stuff that I have, I've done a purge, like I've done purges in the past year to get rid of stuff, but it just, I don't need a lot of the stuff I have, but it feels weird just having, like, being in an empty room. But there's so much stuff in my room that I never even touch, and I know that, but I also don't want to feel like I have, like, it's just empty. And I think that's just like the creative side of me, but I could do it.
Yeah, and it's about the purposefulness, because if you just go through your house and wipe everything out, that's, yeah, it's minimalist and now you're in a white thing, but you're not going to know why you did it, and then you're just going to end up back where you started from. So there has to be a purpose behind it. Yeah, but your point though brought up the guys I'm speaking of who go by the minimalist, the Josh and Ryan. I talked to you about this last weekend, but their whole story was they were basically like corporate America guys who in their mid-20s were making like 200 grand a year or more, which is real good. And then that lifestyle was just so empty that they left. They moved to a cabin in Montana, and I think last year in their first year, or whatever their first year was, I think they were making like 23 grand a year. So, 10% or something of what their original salary was, but had more disposable income than they had when they were making 200 grand a year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel that way too. Like, during my first year, I couldn't have felt it just because it was such a shock to do it that way, and plus I was paranoid of like how much money am I gonna have to last. But this year, it's like I went to a makeup store for the first time in a year today. And being in there for 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy how I've gone this long without thinking about makeup. I don't really, like, I'm not really a makeup person. I love my hot pink lipstick, but just, I don't know, there's just so much crap that you can buy. And I went in there and I was like, God, I feel nostalgic for missing coming in here, but I'm also like, thank God I don't come in here. I just came in there to like get my hot pink lipstick. And the last time I got that was to go to Iceland, which was October. So it really has been a year. It's crazy.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. But the same thing happened because this morning at midnight was when Apple opened up their pre-orders for the iPhone 8 and the new Apple Watch.
I have a question.
Yes.
How come there's no iPhone 9?
So I think a lot of people have that question. And why is the 8 not the 7S? Those are all questions I don't know Apple has the answer to. I mean, iPhone 10 is because the original iPhone came out 10 years ago. So it's the 10th anniversary.
Oh.
But they haven't, there was the original iPhone, then 3G, 3GS, and then it got all messy. But my impulse, because my phone is 3 years old, it's an iPhone 6 from release day, it's starting to act funky. Not coincidentally, literally as soon as the keynote started where they're introducing new iPhones, my phone crashed.
You're kidding.
I was like, this is awfully suspicious.
Yeah.
But I was like, I've been wanting a new, it's getting to the point where it's making it hard for me to get stuff done that I need to get done. So it's like, okay, that's time to think about upgrading. And like the fancy new phone, the iPhone 10 is like, I don't have that thing where you have to wait in lines and you have to wait months to get it. I just feel gross waiting like in line for a thing. So I was like, well, the iPhone 8 would be great. And it's like, that's expensive. But then like, I have the original Apple Watch, which I love, but it's also now slow. Like Siri works half the time. And the new one where you don't need your phone, so you can leave your phone and then still have connection. I love that. But then I was like, then I have to buy that. So ultimately, my response was, I'm not going to buy anything because everything I have works and works great and is just as good as it was. And literally until I fall on my boosted board and smash my phone and Phony R can't fix it, or, you know, my Apple Watch can't tell time anymore, there's no reason not to just run those things into the ground. Like,
hey, really quick, Macho Jobber said this earlier, and he also kind of re-asked it, but he said, do you guys ever think about traveling around the world while doing digital literacy and vlogs?
that's kind of, not kind of, that's vaguely related to the point I brought up yesterday, which would be like kind of traveling events as things went on, which is sort of preaching, proselytizing across the land. Have you heard the good news? I would love, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Are you kidding? Like, go watch our first live stream, Tom. Like, that's exactly what I said we would be doing.
It is. Yeah, no, it's,
You're the one with a job, man.
Well, here's the thing. I love my job, and like as much retirement minimums and stuff, I get paid super fair. Like, no complaints whatsoever. And even though I'm a public teacher, like it's pretty great. But and that I came from a background of no stability. So having stability and security is a big value to me. Like, if I need to go to the doctor, I can go to the doctor. If my car blows out a tire, I can replace it. Like, that stuff is hugely important to me.
Yeah, I'm just knocking on wood.
Yeah, and so there's a balance that needs to be struck. And when I became a teacher, I was so desperate for stability that like the idea of having one job for 30 or 40 years was like, are you kidding me? Like, oh my God, how could you not want to do that?
Of course.
And now I have this first world problem of like, I have stability, so I'm taking it for granted a little bit. But also my life has changed so much in the last couple of years that I sort of learned, like, not only is it silly to try to plan so far out in advance, but like, it's almost boring. One of my students told me a joke today, which was like, how do you make God laugh? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, tell him your plans. And I was like, yeah, that's 100% the case. And so to answer that question, my response is, I want to use my time the best I possibly can. And I want to stay open to as many options as I can that are in line with my values and my goals. And so whatever that means. I definitely don't want to throw away a career I've worked at for many, many years and is immensely rewarding. At the same time, I don't want to fall into a sunk cost fallacy of like, because I've done it for so long, that means I have to keep doing things the same way.
Yeah. And like, who knows, you know? Like, I don't.
And also, if everybody hates it and just wants us to go die, like, it's not going to be an option. But
yeah, exactly. Like, we don't know what the response is going to be. Like, we're going into this thinking like we need to get data. You know, I could think that it's going to work all day, but really, you know, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Exactly. And Macho Job was saying save a lot of money and then travel. That's why teaching is great, because this summer I spent the whole summer at school rebuilding our studio. And as I was doing that, I was booking trips for next summer, so I wouldn't do that. So next summer I get to go to Iceland and Switzerland, all these cold places. So when it's hot here, I can go drink hot chocolate in the snow. But it's so fun too, because now my idea is like, I can share those journeys with people in a way that I wouldn't have done before. And even preparing for them, like I've only ever been on North America. And
really?
I've never left the continent. I've been to Canada. I mean, I've been to Alaska and Hawaii, like the non-contiguous states, Canada, Mexico, obviously a lot of the United States, but I've never been off the continent. And so I think a cool story is how preparing to do that. I'm going by myself, which is fun. So how am I going to go, you know, find myself in Switzerland alone and stuff? But that's a good story, and sharing that I think is going to be fun. I don't know, but that.
I'm excited. I already love your vlog. Actually, you should type in the chat so everyone can go follow you.
Follow me.
Go subscribe to Tom's channel. Seriously, his vlogs are so funny and they're so entertaining and they're hilarious, and it's like one of my favorite channels. And I seriously don't. I'm not. I swear I'm not biased. Like I wouldn't. I gotta watch all of James's stuff. I love James and I love his stuff, but it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to get through, but yours are just like so funny.
I'm trying, and it's fun to try to find a voice, and I'm trying to like find a link and stuff to share. The channel is just called The Enthusiasm Project, and I think I just shared. Oops.
No, just type your, because they can click on your like profile.
Oh yeah. It's just called The Enthusiasm Project, and if you type it into Google search, it'll pop up. If you type on my profile, it'll pop up. I think there's 33 videos up there now, and it didn't exist in June, so I'm happy about that. It's been fun. Like, some are definitely, I've been trying to go all over the place, and I've also been trying to weave it into a 60-hour work week schedule and not miss a day, so that's challenging, but it's been so much fun, and to try to find a voice. I feel so much better about my ability to communicate after just doing it for a month. That, like, I mean, good God, it's the best, like, the best crash course into that kind of a thing.
Okay, really quick, let's jump in. A doji, I just barely made this one. I was working out when I got the notification. Tamara, I was talking to one of my girlfriends earlier today about the privilege of being able to follow your dreams. It's so true. Like, the amount of freedom is wild and kind of scary. The options are endless. Yeah,
and it is a privilege.
You haven't seen the blog I posted yesterday. It's also super overwhelming. But I know I'd rather be here than not pursuing my dream for sure. But also because there's no one way to go about it. It's like you have to be practical. So it's, you have to, I don't know.
I have a sense of guilt too sometimes when I know, like, there are people who are struggling to eat and survive and like have shelter and stuff. And I'm sitting here going like, well, do I want to follow this dream or this dream? Like, why it's so hard to make the decision. And so it is a privilege. It takes work and it takes effort and it takes struggle. But the fact that you can be in a position where you can even have the choice is top 1% of people on planet Earth. There was one that was interesting. It was tomorrow when she said, when I mentioned traveling off the continent, she thought of Walter Mitty. Yeah, that's why I'm going to Iceland, is because there's the whole sequence in Walter Mitty where he goes there and he's longboarding down a road, and I was like, where is this road? And I want to go to there, and that's why I'm going to Iceland, is just because it seems fun. Like, it seems like a place you can go and just kind of like just be and just enjoy and just like be in awe of everything.
You will cry everywhere.
Yeah, if I cried at Disneyland last weekend, I'll cry in Iceland.
I'm not even kidding. Like, Iceland is, and it's cool because the Icelanders are so friendly and they're so proud of their island, and they're so happy when people come to visit. They're very like helpful and so willing to just talk to you and learn about you too. I had such a great time, and I can't explain how beautiful everything is there. Like, the word that we have for mountain is like, I can't believe that's the same word to describe what I saw in Iceland. Like, there just are no words. So it's
and it's so funny too, because Iceland is, I don't think we got off track of our pilot episode, but we're in the Q&A section of our pilot episode. But it's funny because when I started thinking about it, I looked up Iceland and then your video popped up and I watched it and it was great. And then
which one did you watch?
Your travel packing tips for Iceland. And
sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's the video that's like constantly, that is what is carrying my channel in terms of Amazon affiliate links, is that video.
Yeah, I mean, it pops up right away, and it's a good video. It's not one you watch for, there's a bunch of them, and there's some you watch for 10 seconds and you click out of because they're not helpful. But yours was actually helpful. But I watched that, and it wasn't like it must have been a month and a half, 2 months later that I found your boosted board review, 100% different topic. I didn't make the connection. It was the same person in both of them. And then from boosted board went to found your digital media stuff. And it's so funny that like,
we were meant to meet.
Yeah, like repeatedly there were all these times where it was like, and yeah, I really wish you could have put trackers on us for like the last 10 years just to see how often our paths have crossed.
I'm sure we've been in the same place somewhere.
If not, at the very least when Indiana Jones broke down like 9 years ago and we had to walk out the ride, because we have the exact same story about that in the exact same spot, and I don't know how often that ride breaks down right there. Maybe a lot, but
that's so crazy. Like I would, oh my God, yeah. I mean, Casey Neistat at Disneyland, dude. I can't, like everything about you, I can't. It's crazy. I can't, like McDonald's.
I mean, their slogan is "I'm loving it," and I am, and you are too, and a lot of people are, but they don't want to admit it. And like, it's.
I can't. Let's see. You can lose yourself there, discover yourself at the same time. Yeah, it's super overwhelming. I agree. I felt that way all day yesterday and today. Vlog 161 came at the perfect time. That's so crazy that people, I never felt overwhelmed before from what I love resonated. Yeah. Traveling advice, although under the radar, is super popular. What are your thoughts about investing?
Macho Jobber, thoughts about investing? Investing in what? Investing in general, or investing in
yourself?
Investing in yourself, investing in your dreams.
Yeah. Wait, I have a question.
Yes, Heather.
What did you think of our pilot episode?
What should we do for our pilot episode?
What did you think of it? I don't know if it's technically over.
Yeah, is it over? Are we still doing it? I don't know.
Well, let's just say it ended because I feel like we're off topic now. But
I feel like it gave us a good sense of direction. I feel like it proved the concept will work, and it showed where we need to add in some structure, which is exactly what we needed. So thank you.
Why is everything so easy with you?
I don't know. I would say I'm easy, but that sounds bad. Macho Jobber said investing in stocks. For my 18th birthday, I asked to have an IRA account opened because I had an economics teacher who was like, if you guys opened up an IRA account right now and contributed to it regularly, when it came time to retire, you'd have like $1 million in the bank. And I was like, that sounds like a smart thing to do. And so that's what I asked for my 18th birthday, was to open an IRA. And I've had that going for a while. And this is so funny because my parents are super into stocks. That's all they want to talk about is investing in stocks. But they're baby boomers, and I don't mean to generalize, but like 100% of their stock advice is oil based. They only want to invest in oil, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing when I started. So they were like, you have a decent chunk of money in there now. Put this much into like Exxon and this much into Chevron or something. And just I lost so much money, like thousands and thousands, like just so much money. And then the only stocks I've made money on are the ones I've chosen, which are Apple and Tesla and this company that does saltwater desalination, or like looking for technologies for desalination, and then like some real estate holdings company, but heavily based in renewable energy because yeah, that's where I sold all my oil stocks. And I was also like, these companies seem kind of evil. Also, I don't really want to own part of them. Much more comfortable supporting something like Tesla.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's my own personal things. I'm not, yeah. But stocks are, yeah. There have been a couple times, and especially if you're playing the oil stock game, you can like, I mean, I missed by days because I got to the point where I just wanted to break even and get rid of those stocks. So I sold them as soon as I broke even. And it was, if I had waited like a couple days longer, I would have like more than doubled my initial investment because they were going up so fast.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't. So yeah. social media affecting stocks. There's a question related to digital literacy that from tomorrow.
Hey, Tamara, I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, helping us stay on track.
Yeah.
Social media affecting stocks. So I'm trying to think of an example of that off the top of my head if you don't have one. And stocks apps like Robinhood, Stash, and Acorn. All of the names. I think stock apps are hugely helpful, and any financial apps. There's some that are like, the trusting part is hard because the doji's bringing up which one do you trust. So there's
Jermaine uses Robinhood.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those, and this is the beautiful thing too, is it's so easy to find reviews on those apps. You just kind of find one that, those are like the three main: Robinhood, Stash, Acorns. Like those are well known, fairly well trusted, quite secure, and so it almost comes down to whichever one you just like you're more comfortable using. But it's so great because it does what digital media does best, and it takes out the middleman, and it puts you directly, like, right there. It's the same what it said with real estate, what it did with media, like regular traditional media. It pulls out the middleman and puts you in charge of your stuff. And so those stocks are great, or those apps and those services are great. They can also, and then digital banking is a huge thing where you can just open up a checking account on an online bank that you never step foot in.
It took me a long time. I actually still don't do this. I still take my checks to the bank.
You don't do check by phone? Really? You, come on. It's so nice.
To the point where like, I'm like, oh crap. I have like 3 checks that are worth a couple thousand I should take in because rent's due. But yeah. It's like, I don't know. I haven't found time to go to the bank. But the reason why I do it is because 1, it gives me an excuse to get out of my apartment and go to 2nd Street. I don't have to go very far. And 2, because it's hard for me to think about money. The only time I really do it is when I get money coming in. And so like when I actually physically take the check to the bank, I don't know, it makes me think, okay, this is how much money you are getting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works. But yeah, here's my one warning though about doing checks by phone. It works great. I've never had any issues, but I found myself on more than one occasion wanting to deposit cash into my account by taking a picture of it, like immediately thinking like, duh, like. But you're just so used to it that like that has popped up.
I've done it, but I just like, I feel like there's something about earning this money as an entrepreneur that's so different from like getting a paycheck, you know? So that's why it means a lot to me to physically take the damn thing to the bank.
Yeah, and Tamara brought up, to go back to the question I had asked, Tamara brought up in terms of social media affecting stocks, she said, like when something happens to someone online, how it affects stocks: CEO faux pas, airlines kicking folks off planes. So when United rips off a passenger, not rips off, but rips a passenger off of a flight.
It would have been such a great news story to talk about.
That's because, I mean, every day something like that pops up. And that just makes, I mean, I guess it depends how zoomed in you are on the stock market. If you're looking at a micro level, that makes social media makes the stock market hyper volatile because, someone can say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing and it's going to up and down like crazy. But I think if you zoom out to the macro level, it still has kind of the same,
like trends, yeah,
large scale trends,
yeah,
positive or negative. But I think that's also, I think that might start changing as time goes on and social media starts impacting stocks more heavily.
So I'm gonna go get a second plate of rice because this is really good. I will be right
back. Okay, and then I'll keep going while I talk to the couch then. Tamara wants to frame my first check, so there's that, and you don't have to give it to the bank. Yeah, 100%. That's framing your first dollar, and it's super strange. Like I get direct deposits, so I don't even. By the time I get my physical paycheck, it's a pay stub that like is useless, and I just keep it for tax records or whatever. But you don't actually. I think what Heather was talking about, when you go to the bank and you deposit your check, It's like, it's so physical. It's like when you have money in your wallet and you're like, I need to spend my money and I'm going to give you my cash. And now I don't have that cash anymore, versus swiping a card where it doesn't even feel like you spend money.
Yeah, because I don't have a concept. It's like the same. I don't have a concept of time. I don't have a concept of money either. So it's really hard for me to track like how much have I spent this month. Like I don't think about those things unless I like when it comes time to rent and getting checks. That's when I think about it.
I will be right back because I have something relevant to this discussion.
Yeah, relevant. Okay. I can I just say I love how you guys love us because that is also proof of concept of us being really good co-hosts on this show. And I'm really excited about it, and I'm just so glad that you guys are proving to Tom what I was trying to tell him at the beginning was that like, dude, you're so like people are gonna love you. You're gonna be awesome, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think there's a good partnership here. What I wanted to point out, because part of what the partnership works is is the yin yang thing, where you get along so well, but there's enough contrast to make things different. And you said you have no concept of money, whereas I have my printed out budget sheets for each month, and I do them in 6-month packets. This is a blank.
That's for you.
Yeah, this is a blank month for October. Just so you know, it's got all the bills. How much I expect them to be, how much I actually paid, and what the difference was. Then at the end of the month, I can figure out, was I over, was I under? It includes savings account goals, credit score, monitoring your credit score monthly, IRA things. And then at the end of 6 months, you can reevaluate and go like, where was I off? Where was I?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I've been doing this. I guess I've been doing this for the last, I think, 18 months or so. But for me, this has been a total de-stressor because I know where everything's going. And then I opened up a second checking account purely for discretionary income. Not that it usually has like $80 in it. But that's an account where if there's money in it, I can spend it on whatever I want.
Okay, so when we start getting sponsorships, you're gonna be the business person.
No, that's my there's I felt like such a wiener the other day because I had to go get my trust revised, which sounds like I should have been wearing a sweater across my neck going to the country club. But when I bought my house, I opened up a trust to put it in there because I didn't know how any of this stuff worked, and I don't have money.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about right now.
So yeah, for trusts,
as much as digitally literate as I am just as financially illiterate.
Well, and this is what I learned. So when I was getting you've heard the phrase, "I'll sue you out of house and home."
Right?
Yeah. That's, and I don't know why house and home are two different things in that phrase, because house is your home, but whatever. And so what that means, something happens, you get in a car accident, you go on social media and go nuts and someone sues you, they can take what you have. So for me, the only asset that's in my name is my discretionary checking account, which has like $76 in it. So that's the only thing that I own, $76, and a loan on a Toyota RAV4. So they can take my car loan and my cheap account. However, there's a trust that has checking accounts and a house and investments and stocks and all those things. I don't own that, but I'm the sole trustee to it. So I get to decide how those resources are allocated, but I don't own them. And so that was like, it just protects your assets essentially. And then if you die or something happens to you, which was the saddest discussion ever, because what I was at the lawyer for was like to reevaluate, next of kin stuff or whatever. And it was like, I don't have a big family. So it was like, where do you want stuff to go? And I was like, well, if I die, it'll go to my parents. And then they're like, well, and she was like, well, your parents are older than you. So what happens? If something happens to them, where does it go? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, well, do you have like a friend or a charity? And I was like, probably. I'll be dead, so it doesn't matter to me. But she was like, you might want to think about that. And I was like, I don't have anyone for it to go to.
I wouldn't know. Oh, I guess my brother.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, Heather. Like,
Yeah. No, I don't want you to die.
I don't know, but it was like that was like such a sad, like, are you kidding me moment.
Like, this is worth. No, you're so dumb. You know that?
I do know that, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, everyone, for the record, Tom is the most underrated, hilarious, cool, and buff guy that I know. And he's also world's most eligible bachelor.
Yeah, see, it even says right here, this is my monthly date night expenses. They have been underutilized for a while.
Do you actually have that as a line? That's so awesome.
No, there's no date. I'm not that anal retentive. This is like the stuff I need to not, lose power in internet and stuff.
Oh man, that's so.
But yeah, financial literacy is hugely important. And I like Tamara's over here just like clarifying. That's like helping everything. Discretionary income means miscellaneous spending. Yeah, it's use it at your discretion. It's not tied to anything, which is silly because it essentially means money to waste, which like you shouldn't have money to waste. But it's nice when you're like, I need this pair of shoes. Okay, I'm not taking money away from the electric bill to buy them.
Yeah. See, I don't even know how to explain like how I deal with money. It's just so. It's like there's no any. It's just like here's where the money is in the bank, and I have a credit card, and that's it. It's very simple. Which I know I'm just not in the financial position to start thinking about like you know what I was gonna do, and I already know what you're gonna say about this. Well, actually, I don't know, but working at the school, I had a 401k, and there's like I want to say like $12,000 in there, and so I was gonna cash it out and have that be like, okay, if I were to build the Sharespark Media Studio, I'm gonna go all in because I don't care. I'm never gonna see that money anyway, and I know I'm gonna lose half of it to taxes. But I was like, I don't care. Like I want to go full in to Sharespark. I don't know why I didn't end up doing it. I think just something else came up, and I just was like, I don't know. I didn't end up doing it, but
yeah, it comes back to the balance of like, you can't take it with you, so hoarding stuff, money, things, whatever, doesn't make sense. But at the same time, there's a balance of, your tire blows out on your car, covering the cost. But that's also different for everybody. Some people the level of comfort is different for everybody, and it changes over time too, like what you're comfortable with, and at what you learn, what you like. I'm sure you 3 years ago would have never thought you could handle the stuff that you can handle today.
Oh, totally, dude.
And so your idea 3 years ago of what you needed to be secure was probably 180 degrees from what your idea now is of what you need to feel secure.
Yeah.
And so it changes over time. And in 3 years, it could be different again.
Yeah. Tamara says she's part of a financial mastermind on Facebook. That's awesome.
Tying it around to the digital media part and social media. And digital media see, it just reaches into everything.
You need a bell.
I mean, seriously, like I have a bell, actually, not here, but a little like bellhop bell.
Yeah, we should like I don't know if it's a bell or like keep a tally or something of like, oh my God, someone else brought it back to digital literacy or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just how it affects everything. So Tamara gained all of her financial knowledge, which is clearly fairly vast and effective,
yes,
from social media. And now, let's see, Matcha Jobber, do you guys save cash at home for emergencies like $1,000 or more? Yes, that is hugely important. You're saying no. I have at home in a mattress. Let me tell you where it is in my home. But no, it's important to have a decent chunk of money. What I learned was
like in a mattress.
But it's important if there's ever, especially we're in California. I live 2 miles away from the San Andreas Fault. You can see from that window. when I was a kid, there was a huge earthquake, and we were without power and services for like 2 weeks and we had to live like in a trailer because our house, there was like some damage and stuff. The only thing we had was cash to get by, whatever cash was on hand, because ATMs don't work, banks aren't open. So it is important to have cash at home for those emergencies. Plus, when crap happens and you're just like, oh, I don't have cash to, tip the Domino's guy or whatever. It's nice to have that there. Yeah, and the amount of cash is different. Like, I remember when I moved out on my own when I was like 19 or 20, my mom gave me $200 and said, just like, keep this in a drawer for emergencies. And that was my starting amount, was $200. And I've always used that as like, that's my flat line. Like, I need to have $200 somewhere, which isn't very much really, but that's what, 10 $20 bills that you can have to, get you through a tough situation.
Yeah. Tamara says, social media may have saved our family just by what I've learned online.
And if it wasn't social media, I wouldn't have learned. Doji is saying, wouldn't have learned about veganism and would still be depressed every day. And but that's the mindful usage of social media. That's the literate usage of social media, and not just the vapid consumption of social media.
I want to like save these chats. Man. So do you guys understand what Tom and I are trying to do with Sharespark TV? Because I think like when I talk about Sharespark, I don't know if I'm like getting the point across, but I think based on the discussion that we're having here, you guys kind of get it.
I mean, it's kind of about, it's not about solving a problem, it's about engaging in a conversation, and it's about sparking a conversation. Such a good verb. Sparking a relevant conversation and, bringing issues to the limelight.
Well, especially, I feel like with digital media, everyone's use of it is so different that, like, Tamara's learning financial literacy from a Facebook group. Like, that would have never occurred to me. But I do the same thing with YouTube and blogging in a Facebook group. Or like with the Boosted Board guys, we're based out of a Facebook group.
Exactly. And Tamara's bringing up sometimes vapid consumption of social media is good. Yeah, 100%. And like, there are times when I'll just be like, I just need to look up golden retriever videos for like an hour and a half just to survive. But the difference is understanding, like, intentionally choosing to do that is different than not knowing there's another option, I guess. Yes.
That is it.
Like, the example I use all the time at school is like, Family Guy is a stupid show. And now, I'm sorry, that's getting my opinion, but especially in the later seasons, like the writing isn't great, whatever, but I know 100% that I can flip that show on and giggle to myself a couple times in 22 minutes. And sometimes at the end of like a stressful day, that's all you want, is just like, I just need to decompress and have a joke. I don't need to listen to, Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast and like worry about my place in the universe. I just need to like hear a fart joke and everything is good.
I said Sharespark TV.
South Park TV is our South Park after show that Tamara watches on Facebook.
South Park is my favorite show. I love that show.
And the Doji saying Family Guy is stupid. Oh, okay. Al Ian says, I'm a Simpsons guy myself, because Simpsons is OG. That is the, like, are we high-fiving?
No.
This
is me putting my hand up on our first difference.
What? Okay. This is where we have to pull out like the boxing gloves and hit a thing.
No, please.
No, I just want to.
I don't hate it. I have nothing against it. But the thing is, I don't know how this happened. But I completely missed that boat.
Yeah, no, that's not an uncommon thing, and I don't hold that against anybody. That is not an issue because the thing, and I mean,
I think I've seen all of like one episode when I was like a kid, and I think I was already late to the game, and the cartoons I was watching at the time, like I was like, why am I watching yellow people? I don't want to watch yellow people. I want to watch Batman. You know, I want to watch Pokemon or whatever I was watching back then. And
yeah, for me, it was the cartoon when it came on in 1889. It was a cartoon I could watch, and my parents wouldn't leave the room because it was like entertaining for them too. But there, ow, high five. But the thing for The Simpsons, whether is that it was so revolutionary, and none of those other shows would exist without it. And
yeah.
the humor, like I've had my Simpsons DVDs in my like player, which sounds old fashioned, but like they don't really stream anywhere unless you have a cable subscription. It's a whole thing. But those are like what I've been watching lately instead of Netflix. And like I'm on these episodes from like 1995 that are just like there's so many jokes and things that are still happening in shows like Rick and Morty in 2017, and I'm like, it's not a Simpsons joke, but it's a Simpsons style joke that like seeing that humor for the first time, like that built me into who I am, like in terms of humor and writing and timing, like that show is so just
and I know that about that show. So I definitely give it, you know, I admire that show. And
and the hard part, I don't know what it would be like to be now going back trying to like, because you can't really recapture it without being an 11-year-old going like,
yeah,
oh my God, like, like there was an episode I watched today where there was a riot in class and they flipped over because Bart wore an iron-on Mad t-shirt, Mad Magazine t-shirt to class, and it caused like a riot in class. And the kids flipped over the teacher's desk and it burst into flames. Like that joke is stupid because why would a desk burst into flames? But that humor is like that's all Family Guy is. It's just like absurd.
Crazy.
Man, look at this. The Simpsons predicted 45 is forever in the canon. Yeah, you're right, Tamara. I guess when you've done a bajillion episodes, it's hard not to accidentally predict everything. But The Simpsons is an interesting case study. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I don't care. It's Friday night. We're in the after show now.
Oh, we can have that.
Tomorrow we'll watch it. The Simpsons predates digital media. Like it's hand-drawn even. And then it went into the digital age, and for a long time it struggled to catch up because it was like it was weird to watch it get overshadowed by the things that it spawned because it couldn't really. And I honestly haven't seen episodes in a long time. I think I've heard they've gotten better, but it had such a hard time adapting to a new world, even though it helped create that world. Which I don't know. That's a relevant discussion right there. Okay, bringing it back, Matcha Jobber. Will you guys have funny skits on Sharespark TV?
Okay. I have to just fully admit this right now. Tom is 1,000 times more funnier than I am. So I would like to, but Tom is doing the writing and direction in that department.
I would love to do something like that. And we came up with some ideas. We came up with the emoji one, or like an emoji discussion. Like how do you a conversation regarding emojis would work very well in a like little sketch kind of a thing. I came up with an idea. I was talking with kids about this today. I was like, I want to make a short film, and I want the short film to just be called lowercase k with a period. And kids were like, everyone would know what that means. And I was like, what does it mean? And like, that's the most passive aggressive text message a person can possibly, like, if you've ever been in a texting thing and you get a lowercase k, it's bad. If it's lowercase k with a period, it's a whole different story. And I was like, I love that we're talking about this.
It's funny because I've done that and I didn't realize that that's what it meant. And that's how I would always respond to the kids.
Oh my gosh.
And obviously it's truly because I was in a hurry, you know? So I was just like, okay. And then I remember, I don't know, it's like it started to come up in side conversations. They would say like, oh yeah, Miss Ramirez and her K. Like they would talk about it like it was a bad thing. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, like we all know how you just text K. And I'm like, But I don't see why that's a topic of discussion. And then they explained it to me.
Yeah, there's a whole subtext there, which is also I think that's the thing with emojis and like the emoji discussion. I want to do a whole episode or a friggin' whole theme week on just emojis.
Hieroglyphics.
Yeah, and the full circle that we've come in 45,000 years or whatever. I mean, Apple just spent an entire year learning how to make a piece of poop talk and match your facial features while it does so. Like, why? And why does that resonate?
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, the answer to that is yes.
Yes. Yeah, and there's just so many opportunities to just weave in so much fun and so much interesting stuff because it's all about keeping a discussion going. And that's what literacy is. Literacy isn't doing what schools do, which is pounded into you that you need to be literate. No, it's exemplifying, like it's engaging in a dialogue and just sort of like practicing what you preach, and then that makes it engaging and interesting.
Yes, agreed. Samsung has it so that you can make moving GIFs out of anything. I think you can already do that on Snapchat too. Like you can crop things and turn them into stickers.
Macho Jobber just asked, will there be guest YouTuber or other people coming on the show to give advice and tips?
Yeah. We just got to get to that level where they'll want to come to the show. But yeah.
Yeah, so as we start out, we're finding people to feature who sort of like are really good examples of doing what we're doing. And to start out with, a lot of them probably will be people that like don't know they're being featured, but you know, like here's a person who creates stuff that shows this, and here's a person who runs an organization that, you know, is really interesting. And then as time goes on, hopefully that spreads to actually having people engaged live with us in person.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But see, that's the beauty about doing it on Facebook also, is because you can tag these people and their organizations and their pages and their companies and stuff.
Yeah, it's just so fun to talk about this stuff because I feel like, to bring it back to The Simpsons, the way that I became friends with one of my best friends was I was working in the writing center at my university, and
Jesus, how many jobs have you had?
A lot of them overlap. I don't know. I need to do a timeline, but it's a lot. But this is while I was going to school full time, working in the writing center, and doing Trader Joe's sign art, all at the same freaking time. That's why I didn't have a life. But anyway, the writing center coordinator came in and she was like, "Hey Tom, this is Drew. He's new here. He moved from Chicago. You guys seem like you'll get along." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And then immediately, like, one of us made some sarcastic Simpsons reference, and then 3 hours later, we were just making Simpsons references, and that's how our friendship blossomed.
Oh, how cute.
So that feeling is the same feeling, though, that I have with you regarding all of these topics, where it's like nobody.
Digital literacy.
But I mean, but like, it's not digital literacy. It's like the world and like being alive.
Oh God, that's so good. Oh, I'm dying. Okay, hold on. I gotta peek in the comments. I've never seen you guys so active. This is so cool. Heather is hype. I like that. That needs to be on a shirt. Please, someone put that on a shirt so I can wear it. Okay, I'm gonna read Tamara's thing. Let me tell you about this epic social media experience I had this week. Esperanza Spadling, a jazz artist, just made an album from scratch on Facebook live stream this week. And because I'm a huge fan of hers, I watched most of it, don't judge. Anyway, the ways in which social media brought folks together during that live stream was incredible. Other famous and otherwise were joining the chat, and I think the live stream broke record or other. But anyway, it was the most epic social media experience I have ever had or seen. I feel like, okay, so this isn't going to compare, but if I think back to like an epic social media experience that I've had recently was I was scrolling through Facebook and there was a live stream of Lion King going. And I've seen Lion King 1,000 times, but I went into the stream and it was crazy to see this movie from my childhood and watch it with I don't know, 13,000 people across the world and like reading their commentary, like reading all of the memories that they had when they first had watched it, seeing their reactions to all of the scenes. Like it just was it was crazy to me. Like it just, I couldn't believe that this thing was allowing me to connect with all these people in that way. It was crazy.
Yeah, and this was the key phrase right there.
I love your writing. Why is your writing so nice?
This is trash, but this is the thing here: social media experience. And I don't know how that was meant when Tamara originally wrote it, or when you.
Oh, could you do me a favor? Is this possible? Could you connect that iPad to the screen behind us?
To this screen?
No, to like the one that we're going to be broadcasting from.
I bet you I could.
Then you could write, and then it could show up. Whoa!
No, that's okay. Let's do that for sure, 100%. No, but social media experience, the idea that social media can be an experience. And I'm kind of a social media, like I'm not a social media virgin, but like I'm pretty close. Because I've never dove in.
Actually, so this is how you said it. I said that I've been labeled as a social media whore, and you said you were a social media prude.
Yeah. 100%. And but this here, it's an experience. It's something that that you can participate in and experience. Not unlike when we were watching Phantasmic last Saturday, and it's like that was this experience with an individual experience, a friend experience, and then a whole mass group experience. Right.
So it's not just like using that word and defining it in that way is the Sharespark part, because I feel like people just see digital or social media, especially, as just a funnel of constant, like a stream of just crap. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and that's and reframing that. Yeah, because I've been on that side of it. I've been on the what the hell are we doing?
Why? What is this? Why am I seeing this? Yeah, totally. Macho Jobber, could people donate on the show if you're gonna do that? Yeah. I gotta set it out. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I don't know, man. See, this is why. So when it comes to monetization, I was just going to create a sponsorship opportunity, and there's no super chat donation on Facebook Live. There's no. Wait, I don't think they saw it because you didn't.
They didn't. That was for you. I was just holding up dollar signs to you, but I knew it wasn't cutting to me because I don't. That's the part I don't know how to. I don't know how to market anything. I mean, no, that's not true. I know how to market the crap out of lots of things. I don't know how to market myself and my passions, and that's not that wasn't at all my intention when I started doing my stuff, and that's where you're you literally say, I need to go do market research right now, and then you go away and do research. So that's your that's where I have my little nerdy budget sheets that I understand. That's your superpower, is the whole, which I want to learn, but that's my weakness for sure.
I think yeah, it's something I have to think about. I'm leaning towards eventually just a Patreon, just because I've seen how well it's worked for other creators, and it works really well for the Philip DeFranco show. And I'm thinking eventually we're gonna be two personalities that people would love to see more of, like bloopers or something. You can pay us $5 a month and we'll give you that. You
can get my top 10 Simpsons episodes, Simpsons quotes.
Yeah, or a private live stream with us. There's so many ways to go with it, but we need the data. Like, it's working with the 11 viewers that are tuned in right now, but like, even if you guys all give us $1, that's only $11. So I need more data. We still gotta, yeah. A doji for me was when Jermaine was in NYC and he met DJ Khaled. Did he really? I didn't know that. Jermaine is coming to LA Sunday, actually. And then he's leaving again to SF, but he's gonna come back in like 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, actually, Tom, you have to tell me when it was. Like, aren't you gonna be gone for a week?
I'm gonna be gone in October, like in the middle of October, for an Adobe conference.
Okay.
But we can still do Sharespark stuff just remotely.
Yeah. There's also one day where Ignis is dropping off the couch next week. So I have to be here, obviously.
Logistics.
Yeah.
But real quick, a doji. Talking about me, I'm trying to do touchscreen on my computer. It's not touchscreen. And I've had it for like 3.5 years. Like, I know it's not touchscreen. Vidoji said, "This is where I have issues. I can market others. I just find it difficult to market myself." And that was, for me personally, starting out trying to make a YouTube channel. As much as you want to get views and subscribers and attention, I didn't want to at all project the image that like I'm here to cash in on anything. I want it to be like I'm here to make something, and if one person watches it, that's awesome. If 1 million people watch it, that's also awesome. But for me, starting out on my individual stuff was very much about me creating something was the goal. So I wasn't really focused, and I'm still not focused on like marketing that.
I love marketing. I mean, I've been doing, that's my thing. And I think because I started out working for, actually all of my career has been in nonprofit technically. So every single organization I was very passionate about and had such a great cause that it was so easy for me to understand how to market them, figure out who the target audience is, figure out who the potential donors are, and just like figure out the lingo that it would resonate to them. And then, you know, when I branched off to do my own thing, you just translate it the same way, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? Hold on, something was said here.
Yeah, I think you're.
Oh, Macho says, "Do you guys have a cool logo design for the show?"
Hopefully after this weekend, yes. We will.
So Tom's been saying that he's a Trader Joe's sign. By the way, do you like Trader Joe's?
Yeah, I do like Trader Joe's.
I freaking love Trader Joe's, by the way.
It's a great place to work. There's stuff there. I've no bad thing to say.
Yeah. So he's gonna design the logo. Stay tuned. If I design a logo, guys, it would just be so. I mean, have you seen the existing Sharespark Media logo? It's just so bad. Although that was kind of my brother.
So someone asked, I think it was Macho Jobber asked the most important question of the night. Who would win in a boosted board race? Me or you?
Macho Jobber, do you know what happened the last time I went over to Tom's house? I still have the like numb knee.
The true answer is my board is faster just because like it's the slightly faster one, but Heather's more pro. So I think the skill set outweighs the technological advantage.
You know, I realized that all the boys in the booster board group have dual pluses. I'm the only one who doesn't have a plus.
Did you? But how do you keep up? Are you like you keep up with them?
I don't know. I mean, they're so good to me. Like today when we skated back here, it was already nighttime, and they have tread lights back and front. They have lights on their helmet. I have nothing. Like there's no accessorization or like customization at all on my board, and I forgot my headlamp, so it's like 3 guys in the back, 3 in front of me, and they're like just making sure that I'm good and that everyone can see me and stuff like that. So I don't know. Ian says, "Am I consuming social media right now?" Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is that 100. It's 100% social media. It's
Well, what's the
media.
difference between social media and digital media? Or is that like, let's just talk about that tomorrow?
I think that's a good topic. Social media versus digital media. Is there a difference?
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this show. I'm just seeing all, like, we have to come up with like a cool cheer. Oh, we have to work on the, have you seen any of my Sharespark videos?
I watched some when you first sent me the link, like, which feels like a year ago, but I think it was like a month ago. But you'll have to refresh my memory.
Well, I just want you to know about the ending, because I would always end it with,
Oh, with the slogan. Yeah.
yeah.
Share your story, spark your potential.
Yeah!
Got this.
I can't. I'm so excited. It would have been an awesome topic for your show, I think. Yeah, Tamara, eventually it would be so cool for us to have like a, viewer submitted like questions and feedback and like most requested news stories or something where we address it on the show. Like, oh, someone brought this to our attention, someone tweeted this to us or something like that, I think that would be cool. Bye, Phony R. I think Heather sort of started doing the same thing. My vlogs will be more of me talking to myself rather than others. Yeah, I just talk to myself. Heather, get lights for your board. You should have a cool intro. Keep that slogan, please. Mind blown. So what's our intro, Tom?
It's got to be quick, and it's got to clearly introduce you, me, and the concept of the show.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yoink. Wait, so Adoji, let's see.
Cool.
What's up?
You know what you should have? You should program do you have one of those, I don't know what they're called, but those DJ boards with the squares?
Sampler?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the correct question is, Tom, how many samplers do you have?
Well, you should program sound effects, and that way we can go do and like applause. Oh God. Do you guys know how much Tom is like the shit?
Hang on.
I swear, I can't.
This should have been set up a second ago, but we'll try to get there in the meantime. But while I'm getting this set up, Adoji was saying my vlogs will be more of me talking to myself rather than others. So I'm curious, does that mean you're planning to start vlogging, or that you already are doing stuff?
You know what's cool? Adoji asked to be my intern.
Really?
Uh-huh. And I think my reply to him was,
oh, sorry. See, I got loud noises happening. No, but I got this. Not only that, but I can. Anyway, I got more and dog barks and stuff. We don't need to be a morning radio show. Like,
no, you have to bring it.
Are you kidding? I already have that crap at school. Like, that's already there.
I'm so excited for this, dude. It's gonna be the best show in the universe. Like,
You haven't seen our daily broadcast that we do, have you?
No, I've seen what you showed me, but
you haven't seen like the title intros and stuff.
Okay, no
segments and things.
On Tuesday, am I gonna be able to see that?
Yeah, we do it every day. So, and it's on YouTube right now, but.
What time do I have to? I should just go with you, right? Wait, what? You didn't finish your point about that.
What the hell was my point?
About me going to school with you. Something about visitors and stuff. Like, I don't know what you were saying.
No, we talked about using your thing. No, my point there was like I have the visitor tour, which is like everything is always perfect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I have the like, what happens when people stop, pretending and start getting real, and it's like.
What time is your first class?
7:30. On Wednesdays we have a late start day because teachers have meetings in the morning. So
okay.
Yeah, it's the butt crack of dawn because I'm there at 6, so or 6:15.
Yeah, I
might. What I learned is I can't work after school. I used to try to stay and do work after school, but I'm so fried I can't. So the morning is when I need to do all my like administrative work, and then the rest of the day is all students, and then I crawl to my car.
Yeah, I used to do. The earliest I would get to school is like 6:30.
Yeah, I used to do 5:30 a.m. sometimes. My old school wasn't close, so it was like I'd leave here at like 5.
I already have one vlog. I'm working on the second one. Congrats to Doji. Keep it up.
Yeah, and so you're talking about talking to yourself, because that's my problem. My problem isn't that I'm necessarily scared to go out in the world and like vlog, although I don't know exactly what a vlog is. But
You're still doing that.
Well, yeah. I mean, watch today's video; it'll explain it. But the problem is mostly an issue of time. It's mostly an issue of time for right now. But talking to yourself or talking to the camera is still hugely beneficial, because you learn how to explore different topics. And like, I usually record my stuff in the afternoons after work. So it's usually like 3:30, I'm getting in the car, driving home and thinking like, I have to upload something, what's it gonna be? And then I run around home and I'm trying to pace it out. And then by like 4:15, I'm recording it. And you know, it's usually not at all what I expected it to be when I woke up that morning. So, but that's kind of the fun behind it.
Oh, totally. That's the fun behind it. I mean, even yesterday's vlog, right? That was zero planning. I didn't even like the timing of it. So see, this is me having rhythm, because I knew, even though I hadn't planned where I was gonna go, I actually thought I was gonna go somewhere else. But then I was like, the song is gonna end before I get there, and I didn't want the song to end because I was playing it off my phone. But I knew to start running down the stairs at a certain 8 count, because I knew it was gonna go into the chorus. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, how I didn't plan it. What?
I love the getting lost in the middle of your speech part.
Oh, sorry. It's the struggle. That's so gonna happen. I'm sorry in advance.
No, that's great, because that's unique.
Yeah, it makes us. I don't know. It adds authenticity.
You're talking about that, and Tamara's saying she might want to do the 30-day thing. And yeah, so when I started, my goal was to just do daily uploads. And I was dumb enough. I had all summer vacation, and I waited till the last day of summer to start, right when things got crazy. And initially my goal was just to do something every day, or have something to upload every day. But then it was like, when you're a new channel or you're just starting out, like, you want to focus on quality over quantity. And so I don't want to just do 200 days of like crap. But I also didn't want to do 5 days. So 30 days is a good amount to start with, because even if nobody watches it, it's going to be hugely beneficial to you. But it's also, it's not so long that you're just like overwhelmed with the idea, because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
But it is long enough to suck. It's long enough to hit roadblocks. It's long enough to have your schedule be rough. It's like,
you'll wish that, like, you'll start thinking about, forget it, like stopping.
Yeah, that happened a couple times this week. There were a couple days where I was like, maybe today, but I mean, not even really, because it's not an option. And now I'm only four videos away from finishing.
Yeah, I feel like when
the final date is our first show date, which is like,
that's so crazy.
We didn't plan when we started it at all.
We have to talk, and you've grown so much. Like, I can't explain. Like, I could just see it as a viewer, like your first vlog, your first.
I'll never watch it again.
Huh?
I'll never watch the first one again.
Dude, we have to do that. Like, Heather and Tom react to their first vlogs or something.
Yeah, it's awesome to just get over that hump, because that's the worst. The starting out is the worst, and the being a beginner sucks. And like, once you get over it, then you're over it.
Yeah. Oh, really good. Good night, Macho. Thanks for tuning in.
We've been doing this for like a long time. I don't know how long we've been going, but like,
I know.
Impromptu stream.
I'm going to do every week or 2 weeks rather than every day. It depends on if I want to edit or do one take. That's what I've been debating. I'm going to watch your first vlog, Tom. Heather knows that I binge. Yep. And Doji went through the whole thing from vlog 1.
Good luck. I'm sorry in advance.
Oh, let me tell you, Doji. I will tell you right now. I think his is gonna be a lot. Like, you're gonna. I mean, first of all, he only has like.
Today was 26.
Yeah, so there's not a lot to go to, and they're a lot shorter than mine. So you'll go through it really quickly, but I'm a big fan of his content. You're gonna love it.
Good to hear.
I'm starting to like get on the struggle bus.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and it's been fun to try new things. So like, I do edit all my stuff. I've never done an unedited video, but this has been such a good process to get like, you have a couple hours to do something and upload it versus.
Have you done anything with Long Beach yet? Footage?
Not really, but I'm going to, but I'm trying to figure out. I need to like really catalog what I have, and I was thinking of trying to tie it into. I'm trying to take that and tie it into the start of our show, like to wrap up my 30 days. Not that I wouldn't like, that doesn't mean I will still want to do day 31, 32, 33, 34. I just don't have to. But I want to end my 30 days by making a clear commitment to what my posting schedule will be until further notice. So like.
Oh, wow. See, you're so good. I've told my subscribers like, okay, guys, daily for real. And then it like stops after 7 days. Or I'm like, okay, Tuesday, Thursday. I won't do that with the live show though. I have never missed except for one, Heather's Happy Hour.
Yeah, no, my goal is like once a week doesn't seem like quite enough. Twice a week would be great. But I might do like once a week, 100% for sure, no matter what, that day, that time, something is being posted. And then throughout the week, you know, maybe there'll be nothing else. Maybe there'll be 5 other things, like whatever I want and have. But I want to make sure there's at least 1 or 2 times a week where 100% like clockwork, something is there. Something good is there.
Yeah. At Doji, I spent the whole summer going through yours, Heather, and now I have live streams to get caught up on. Yeah, my live streams, I don't know.
Your live streams work great as podcasts.
I know.
That's what I do. It's great.
Yeah. I used to get that all the time. Like some of my subscribers would, they couldn't catch it live, so they would just listen to it in the car the next day on the way to work.
Yeah, I've 100% done that. It's fun to watch them live because then you get to participate. But if you miss it,
yeah,
that's a great way to get through it. And just I've been binging all of Casey's vlogs. I think I started in like July or something because there's so many of them, and I'm 3 episodes away from the last one.
Like his most current one?
No. I mean, I've seen them, but from the daily, the like 600 daily vlogs or whatever he did. It's so interesting. It's so interesting because you can pinpoint the point where his heart wasn't in it anymore.
Yep.
Not in a bad way, but like where you can tell like it became a grind and not a passion. And then obviously he made a good choice to go like, this isn't a good thing to keep doing if I'm not passionate about it.
I have an Instagram post of that. Oh, when he stopped. I was like really happy for him, but it was also like, oh my God. Like when you factored this guy into your daily life and then it's gone. Crazy. Not that I watched him daily or anything. Is there such thing as veto? I mean, there can be. Maybe that's what we should do. Oh, did I ever tell you about the Make It Monday show?
Make It Monday? You mentioned it once, but I didn't know like what it was.
That was my version of Sharespark TV back in the good old days before YouTube Live was a thing. But it was a Facebook show. I would do it Mondays at 6 on Facebook Live. Where it was this. It was like I talked about digital media literacy or news, or I would do a tutorial or something. And then at the end of the show, I would tell the people to make media, just the Make It Media or Make It Monday. So I would tell them like one time I couldn't think of a product, so I asked Missy, and she was like, "Oh, you should get people to film someone telling a joke, and then share that because then it's like, oh, you're sharing like something funny and putting out positive content." So then that's what people did, and then they would use the hashtag. I would go in, find the content that had like hashtag Sharespark, pick a winner, and send them a prize. $50 Amazon gift card once to someone in. But
The Realmer.
The Realmer. What's up? We're still going. And hashtag Sharespark, you're the sweet. Oh, did I tell you, Tom, like what the Realmer and I were gonna collab?
No, you said you guys saw each other.
Yeah, so we're gonna, because this is, I've never gone out of my way to understand this whole, I don't even know what to, I don't know what to call it, but this whole thing of Minecraft. And I feel like I'm like 99.9% digitally literate, except for that, because it is such a phenomenon for kids, and I have no idea what it is. So she's apparently really good at it. So she's gonna show me what's up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you play it? I don't know what it is.
I don't have time necessarily like, but it's great.
It's great
value. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Cool. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be collabing on. So anyway, I totally just realized that I have to send in that grant before midnight.
Yeah, it's already
like
go to sleep before midnight.
Yeah, I'm like going to space right now. So I don't know, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything that, yeah, whatever.
Send me some
Bitmoji. Sure.
Wait, what?
Send me some Bitmoji.
Yeah. You need to, can you please like do it?
I'm honestly, I'm really scared. To make a Bitmoji. I don't know how to make it. Help me make one.
Okay, fine.
That could even be a literacy.
Yeah. I was thinking like that would be perfect.
We got it.
Areas where
make us litter.
I'll do hashtag Sharespark whenever I talk about your vlogs. I'm sure I'll mention you a lot as you're a major inspiration for me. Thank you, Doji. That's very nice. All right, guys, we're gonna call it. Thanks for tuning in. Tom, this was fun. You're awesome as usual. I can't believe Disneyland was like.
I don't mean to interrupt.
You. I'm just excited.
Goodbye to everybody. It's fun.
Could you believe Disneyland was a week ago?
This has been a crazy week.
Like, I can't believe I was getting, like, Progress Party was a week ago.
Right now.
Yeah. Like, this is when I was like, have you met my friend Tom? All right. Good night, guys. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Look how cute they are.
Yeah, peace out.
Good night.
Nothing.
There.
Adios.
God, why is your, like, sloppy writing so cool?
The Apple Pencil.
All right. Bye, guys.
Good night.